Are Na'Vi about to get finished? It's time to find out. A best of 3 in the Spodek. Who's winning this? Is it Na'Vi? Is it Ence? One more time. Is it Na'Vi? Is it Ence? Let's get it on!
They say there's 2 things to count on with Na'Vi, simple fragging and the crowd in Katowice favoring them. Not today, though. My goodness.
Look, Alex, I love an underdog story as much as the next guy, but I also enjoy breaking hearts. And unfortunately for all those fans out there, Na'Vi are going to come out hot in this one. I've got a feeling that these boys are going to get straight to this final and make it look easy, because Train coming up, sure, this is where it started for Ence. They were 7-0 down against Big, and from there, they're able to win that map, and that's where they started that 8-map streak to get to this point.
100% win rate on 2 of the maps in this best of 3 in this tournament.
Yeah, okay, that sounds like a scary statistic.
That's something.
I mean, Na'Vi is going to start CT side on Train right now. That's a tough spot for a young team like Ence to go up against them on T side. Dust too, I kind of favor Ence, I'm being honest.
Oh, we could see 3. I hope to see that Mirage, that's for certain. Something worth talking about is that every major has some story similar to that event, at least to some degree. We've had our Gambit run, Immortals have done it, Cloud9 in Boston. There is always a blip on the radar that no one saw coming and reaching that peak at just the right moment. Ence seem to be in a different category. Yeah. This has been grit, determination, hard work, and slowly but surely climbing that Counter-Strike ladder. And right now they find themselves not far from the top, the trophy in the center of the stage, and Na'Vi standing between them and the grand final.
The fundamentals have gotten them this far, but this is where the game changes. They proved against Liquid that they could do it on the big stage, but Na'Vi have been here many times before. This is like home for them. At this point, they're not worried about the stage. They're not worried about the crowd. That doesn't actually affect them. Whereas Ence, they've done it once, but can they do it again? Can they be pressured? Can they be pushed to the limit and still bounce back? Because this is a completely different battle.
It's going to have to be strong individual plays, and if you catch them and want to see them again, do submit them. The Mountain Dew Amped Game Fuel Power Play. You can use the hashtag Game Fuel Power Play to submit exactly which ones you think are the very best plays, or maybe break them down at the analyst desk later on. My God, I'm excited. Train first, but that's the T-side events that you just are a little worried about, Sean.
I am. I mean, Olo has had a lot of success coming out of Team Main, though. I think, personally, they're probably going to try to attack Zeus at the inner bomb site. Yeah. People have been doing it all, repeatedly throughout this tournament so far, trying to attack Zeus, and they haven't been successful at all.
That's one of the big 2 battles that I'm looking at. On the T side, when you look at this Ence team, they have a bailout play, or they have an information play where they get Alexi out into the mid, he gets out into Olaf position, and from there he grabs map information and makes a call, makes a play, makes a read. So that's one of the battles that Na'Vi have to be able to stop, and then you're right, towards that inside bomb site is where Ence's attention should be. If they can take down Zeus, if they can stop Simple, helping him in that part of the map, they can really run away with this.
Na'Vi are counting on Simple, right? I mean, we can't have another Simple bottom of the scoreboard showing against a team that's hitting their peak.
He is such a strong CT side train player. I mean, you'll see him play Ivy from the E-box area, really crazy off angles where he can swivel around and play 3 spots at once. So I expect this to be vintage Simple right here.
Vintage Simple up against the new brand of Finnish Counter-Strike. Our first map, Train, Dust 2 lies in the wings, as does Mirage, should we see 3. A semi-final, a Cinderella story, unlike anything we've witnessed in Katowice. Ence Esports, will they continue their run? Yes, a Cinderella story, but the clock strikes midnight versus Na'Vi. Map 1, it's time for semi-final 1. Henry, Matt, this should be a spicy endeavor.
We absolutely hope so, Alex. Ence versus Na'Vi. It's semi-finals time. Katowice, I hope you're with us. Give me everything you've got. Let's make some noise as Ence will defend now. It's up to the T side with the smokes, the flashbangs available to them. It's a very slow start here. Normally, in these big plays, we'll see an execution come through quickly, but there it is. There's smokes dropped from the bomb site now.
Conceal of the smoke, Edward gets back in. Ence showed excellent team play against Liquid. That'll work against Na'Vi. Slow may be the name of the game for both teams on their T sides. Wrapping in Aerial. He'll get Electronic down, turns around, looks to ult bomb, but Edward was there the whole time. We saw him work out from Zed Connector, and it's he and Simple against one man who's been absolutely incredible throughout the course of this event, but he's got it all to do now. Has the bomb at least for 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Alexi's gonna fall off.
He's got the bomb. But 24 HP at this point, just getting that bomb planted would be a success. Edward trying to hunt for some information here as he pushes towards Ivy. You can see inside currently open. Simple was in the connector, however. He'll be watching that lower ramp. 55 seconds remain, and Alexi just waiting for any CTs pushing, hoping he can get an advantage through some patience here.
They're playing it perfectly on the Na'Vi side, of course, to be able to rotate either direction. Bomb dropping from upper, 24 HP. If he even gets tagged by Simple, it'd be a crater. Requires Simple spotting him, however, because he's gone back towards CT instead, looking for further information, and Alexi gets in. And planted. Money at least for Ence. It's not impossible. I think he might be able to slide by, but Edward was ready for it. They didn't see him on the right, they knew he was on the left.
So Ence waiting for that initial utility, went for the outside execution. The trades were looking good, but then Na'Vi finding multiple frags. Edward, just to know, he got an ace in that one. 5 kills for Edward, so maybe he'll be going to go back-to-back into the next half. Who knows? It was Flamey that managed to light up the scoreboard before. Fantastic work by him. And in that 2 versus 1, you're right, they played it perfectly. Yes, they let the bomb go down, but they stayed in the connector. They were next to each other. Any sort of threat was going to be eliminated if they worked in this sort of manner. Great stuff from Edward. It's going to light the fire beneath him as we get into round number 2. I don't expect Ence to force buy in this second round. They'll bring out a decent, solid buy in the third. Just a P250, a couple of those purchased here. And it's up to Ence now to try and get that bomb planted again. They're stabbing each other in spawn. You don't like to see that, but it doesn't really matter in this sort of round, I suppose.
You still don't like to see it at all. Only down to 64 already. Zeus waits bottom ramp inside. They'll try and rush to get another bomb plant in place. Get that money rolling early. SMG likewise for Zeus. He can build up a bit of a bank. Simple. Keen as always, you could say. Already on the AWP.
You can see they got one flashbang here, so got to go for that inside play. Simple with the AWP in round number 2. You do love that.
He spots them though, he can't get the angle. He was late to get on top of the tanker. They were already around the corner when he got to the spool, and Zeus, he's down for 1. Bomb plant looks inevitable at this point. Simple, he's forced to go off to a pistol. This is where it becomes a problem. If you buy the op early and pistols overwhelm you, if they outrun you, it's an expensive gun to lose. And Alexi's gotten in behind them. This could actually steal back the round. I say it, but he's already lost Sergey. That was what he needed. Sergey had to be holding off the bomb because now they can actually just send 1 to keep him busy, and they'll go back toward the defuse.
2 kills and a bomb plant. That's not bad. They're going to have a ton of money here, and you're absolutely right. Bringing that all back in the second round, as Sumo was dropped by Edward, is obviously going to be a risk, but they managed to recover. 3 players survive. And they'll be well equipped for the next round as well. But so will Ence. Alu's certainly going to buy the AWP here. No doubt about that. $6,000. He'll be dropped it, however. So it's going to be Sergey giving him the sniper. And this is the first real gun round here. I guess Na'Vi with a couple of compromises. Edwards will have an AUG for now, but Zeus with the MP9 is Flame with the FAMAS as they juggle weapons around. Simple, of course, still has his AWP. And we'll see what kind of spawn he had. He actually has the upper ramp spawn here, so he can get control of that position. That might be on the cards, but the thing is, Alu's heading there as well. We're going to have a sniper battle here to kick things off. Zeus sends in the flashbang. Alu is completely wrecked by it, and down goes to first. Simple gets the opening frag and falls back.
Alu still has the op to contend with, but Simple knows the situation. He's already gone back. He'll rotate off of this. Brilliant start. Flashbang, you're right, absolutely wrecked them.
Yep, they didn't see that coming. Alu wants to go with the fast pick at lower ramp, which is a very viable approach, but when the AWP towards up, it can all go horribly wrong, as it is for X7 as well. Towards that Ivy position, he takes a nade and a few bullets, down to 22 HP.
Hold off again outside. A main. Edward needs to be very careful at this point, though, because Electronics watching Pop Dog, but does he know that Sergey's already out? And holding in the corner aggressively, Gun Barrel certainly could be caught off. All he needs is 1 misstep. Tough position for Edward to work from as well. If he's spotted and they're not completely side by side, they'll be able to trade it, they'll be able to swing on the second. So he backs off to Sandwich, probably the better call in this situation. X7, meanwhile, still out toward Ivy with Flamey guarding the entrance.
They're going to have to commit to outside at this point. 30 seconds remaining. A couple of smokes, some flashbangs as well. X7 low, Edward in a prime position.
He is. And this is better because, again, Sandwich, he can control the angle, bomb down, he backs off further to give him a more linear perspective, but again, he has to watch for X7. They don't know that he's there. He came in late. Edward down. Unfortunately, it's just he and Alu because it looks like they'd opened up some room inside of the site. Alu can't hit the shot, and he wants to save the AWP at this point in time. Just get away. 9 seconds. He will. But they're pursuing, and Zeus is smart to go all the way out. Ivy wants to catch him going into spawn. He's low HP. Down goes the AWP.
Big frag there from Zeus, and a lovely round from Na'Vi in general. It's Edward who managed to get that all-important kill. They had the 5 versus 4 early on in the round due to the AWP push in the upper ramp. And then Ence, very patient, waiting for the opportunity, trying to bleed out some of that utility. Not so much an execution outside, but a pincer from the Ivy. Main entrance and Pogdog unable to find the kills. And it's going to be Na'Vi keeping 4 players alive. Ence, with the loss bonus, though, do have enough to buy up in round number 4. They have 4 AK-47s and Sergey on the Deagle. Now, these sort of rounds, you're going to want to deploy as many smokes as you can and allow these AKs to get deep towards the bomb site. It's the only way you're going to cause a dent. As they get ready, it's 3 players towards the main entrance, and Edward segregates the Pogdog area.
Side of the train, Aerial positions himself so the feet don't reveal and tries to catch off Simple, perhaps. Could he? They're both inside the smoke, and Simple doesn't realize it. He has no idea that they're so close. Looks down, he'll see them, only for 1. 2 in that position, and Alexi knows he's got to act quickly, but rather than getting too aggressive, he falls off for the angle and waits for his teammates to gather the wings because Flamey comes back inside. Sergey's Deagle. He's going to rely on it at this point. Single smoke down, they've already got 2 back through inside of the site directly. Zeus can afford to hold off on this because Electronic just sits in the corner. Alu, reactions of a hockey, snaps back, and he's now got Flamey. Edward has to hold off with the AUG. Steps out from Old Bomb, but X7's still on the other side, and it's Edward, the man who aced in the opening round, that has to hold off 2 remaining attackers with 52 seconds. There's a shadow of doubt on this as well because the bomb can easily be picked up, gathered, and moved back. It's still at A main.
It still is. They've got plenty of time here, 40 seconds, and Edward trying to find himself some sort of an advantage. Gets towards the back, tracks it. Now this could be a play. X7 aware of the threat, checking it every now and then, but has he got into safety? Absolutely has. Good flash. As they challenge his position, they're going to flush him out, and now Edward with a huge disadvantage here. The bomb going to be recovered with 25 seconds remaining.
I still want to go to the outside site because X7 was holding it. Sat there, you're right, 1 HP, he finds Edward, and Ence get on the board. 2 players surviving.
4 AKs, 1 Deagle. Fast approach outside. Pretty scrappy, but they make it work, and they recover the AWP as well. It's going to be 3-1, still in favor of Na'Vi, as Ence pick up their first. Need to avoid that reset, though. There is cash available for Na'Vi, but it's being drained. UMPs are coming out, and there might be a double AWP situation. I'll have a look. Yes, indeed, there is. Simple manages to get the secondary AWP to Flamies, who's got a glass cannon right now, and he's going towards that lower ramp. This is the shotgun-style AWP play. We'll see if he can nail it.
He sits back on it. He doesn't go all the way up and try to take the fight. No flash in this time either. He's alone on the B site. He's downed. Sergey got across. It was the exact second Simple backed away, and that's going to open them up. Full access. Edward's on the flank, however, early. X7 could catch him off, but Edward knows he's got a chance now. Alu's not even looking. He's got 1 already behind, and he'll just hold it off. He's waiting for further action, waiting for more people to arrive. Bomb's not yet planted. They go as far away from Edward as possible in doing so. He's trapped in, though, and X7 takes him down. Flamey's already gone.
They're off the mark now. It's a huge ramp for Ence to pick up. Simple towards that lower ramp. Not looking his usual self. You'd expect him to hit 1 there, but it's Sergey that took him down early on. And if you catch an AWP in that position, you can almost guarantee that's your cue to get in. If the AWP has gone down, there's not going to be one of the connector. Get in as quickly as you can. Get that bomb planted. And yes, Ed would have a lovely flank there, but he only had the UMP. He gets 1 kill, unable to upgrade, and X7 comes in with a backstab to close out the round. Flamey, like we said, glass cannon AWP here, holding towards Ivy. And they are going to at least look around for him. They won't be aware he has a secondary AWP just yet, I believe. As he holds up, it looks like he'll survive, so they have at least something in the next round. But I think they're going to have to take an eco here. They've got $2,000 per player. They'll get $2,400 into the next round, so that's enough if they can save the AWP again to have a decent buy. So it should be full eco around this AWP, but there's also an argument to be made that a force buy here could be worth it. We'll see which way they're inclined. Zeus already gone in for it, spending a lot of cash in the CZ and Kevlar. Electronic 2. It's Simple and Edward, a bit more conservative. They have a few smokes to work with, but leaving themselves about $1,000 left.
So they hop aggressive toward Ivy this time. Zeus will hold the bottom of the ramp. Just the pistols to work with. Not surprising to see Simple on a Deagle. No armor at all to go along with him, though. So even if he gets a kill and a gun in his hands, he's a punching bag. Down as well to hold off for the op. exists at this point. Quick damage on to Alexi. It's not going to really do much. Does reveal that Edward is at least on the CZ. 2 in a row. It's crazy how fast things can swing in terms of economy. Sergey gets Edward. He not before finding a kill in first. It's now Electronic and Simple's above them, straight above them. Bomb down, looks for another. He's going to drop in. Sergey didn't realize it, but he gets the AK, and he's got all time in the world to find and line up the kill, even firing it back to Flamey to make sure that they get it picked up in the next round. He didn't quite get there, but they'll have 2 ops.
They have 2 orbs. I think that's going to be very worthwhile. There it is. Na'Vi go for not even a full investment there, a partial buy of the CZs. And you can see how deadly those can be in the right hands. It's Edward and Simple going to town here. Aggression at its finest. He recovers the AK-47 and closes it out towards Sergey there. Na'Vi strike back. And the tug of war continues here. 3 AKs, 1 MAC-10 and a UMP. Decent utility here. They can win this round, but what's the approach? Sending a few players towards the Pop Dog area and the main entrance. Sergey with the Molotov towards the upper ramp to block off any potential AWPers on the other side. Outside execution looking likely here. Aerial to lead the charge. His teammates set up the smokes and presumably the flashbangs after, and he'll try and find that first pick.
Shout Electronic Edward, he's still holding off. He hears them, he knows they're there. He's got one already, but this is where the trade comes in. They're staggered just enough, and Aerial snuck in behind. Electronic down, but Simple gets one, and he'll fade off. Bomb to be planted. Sergey wants to hold off, knows that he was exactly out toward Ivy, but where's he gone? Alu. He could foil this, he could come in late. Simple's not aware. Problem is that he's gone so far around that it's going to be a straight fight. Good news is they've just cleared this angle, and I don't think they're going to expect him there at all. Couldn't find the shot to control, and that gives Simple all the control that he needs. Double up on a retake as it's down to Sergey. He still has bomb in his sights. Flashed off. Simple's watching it oh so closely, and both ops will. Flamey will find it instead, Na'Vi find 5.
Warming up to be a really fun game, this one. So much skill on the server right now. Ence with a lovely execution there. Managed to trade out a couple of kills to get the bomb planted. Fall back, but those double orbs are looking fierce. Simple and Flamey not missing many shots at all. It's round 8, and even the bomb planted, I think Ence will have to take a partial buy here. Lost bonus currently at the 2nd stage, and they'll get $2,900 per play into the next round on top of their 3Ks. They can definitely afford a deagle, some smokes and stuff like that, but they might just take their full eco here. We'll see. Nice shots from Simple here, as we'll see his work with the AWP. That was quick. So indeed, just a few upgraded pistols, a couple of smokes, presumably smoke inside. See what you can do, get that bomb planted. Zeus to head towards the upper ramp, however. He's got the AUG. Scopes in, fires off, no damage done.
Simple rotates off early. Again, trying to continue to be unexpected and dynamic. Flamey's pretty static in comparison. He's had the op toward Ivy pretty much every single round. Good spot to hold from. Simple on the top of the Z connector finds the first. Bomb does cross. They can still try and get that down. I say it. Sergey, great shot back. Simple had just enough of an angle. Denied the second plant attempt, but the third one's a charm as Sergey still holds up aggressively. Knows well that that AWP is on the other side and Simple's trying to get the angle on him. He wants Lovely to take it down. He would love to do exactly that, but Flamey rushes him. And Alexi, I'm afraid, is not long for this world as Flamey gets far too close. 6-2. This is starting to get away, but it's such a close game, really, when you look at the battles and the fact that Ents continue to get bombs down.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. The fact Ents are hitting shots and they're actually getting consistent bomb plants here. Their strategies are good. It's just Na'Vi are looking really sharp in the individual form. As we get into round number 9, haven't really had a tactical timeout yet, but money's starting to look very strong indeed. Ents, with that bomb plant down, get an extra $800 per player. So that's why so many teams with just pistols head towards inside, because you're not guaranteed a bomb plant. You've got a very good chance you can just get one kill. Which they did. They got the plant down. It's Flamey finishing off things against Alexi. Bomb defused. Flamey currently sits at 6 kills and very top is Edward. 11-5 after that pistol ace. Outside fast play once again. 3 players towards main entrance. Aerial has to wait for the flames to go down first.
Flames down, smoke engulfing upon the site as well. Edward takes advantage of that, but he won't account for Sergey walking out late. That also, though, is traded back by Electronic. It's Aerial again, though. He's wanted to get forward so aggressively, so many times. I don't know where he is this time, but Alu takes advantage of that as well. Simple's gone. That's what they need, because Simple is firing on all cylinders so far on Train. In fact, he sits with 10 kills already. X7 has Electronic now. It starts to fall apart. Top of the site, holding only the CZ in his hands because the AWP, a bit too close for Flamey's comfort. Alu tries to get away, spotted by Zeus. No damage done, he wants to go back and get the bomb though. If that's red, they can rotate off this.
Still plenty of time here. Zeus with 100 HP, Flamey on 9. They need to get a pick here. Aerial is low, but they have no real information as to where Ence are right now.
Next 7 coming in late. Oh, Flamey spotted him! That could have won the round. The second shot could have done it all. They still now know that Alu's out toward A main. Has to cross, and Zeus is playing this so passively. He just wants them to walk directly in front. Alu, he certainly has the advantage in terms of fire. They don't know where he is. Aerial doesn't even know. Alu's guessing, and he's wrong. 21 seconds, Zeus has bomb down. Aerial's now low on HP. It's another close round, but everything seems to slip away for HP. Oh, Zeus just needs one shot, and he gets it.
Really well played there from Zeus. He's had a good tournament. That's a solid 2 versus 1 as well. Didn't panic, strong position there. As soon as he kills the bomb carrier, that's when he knows in a great position. His teammates are telling him the last player's already tagged up. It was a huge round for them to pick, as that would have cost them a lot in terms of the finances. Instead, they continue their rampage here on the CT side. $4,000 on average for Ence, maybe a little bit less for Aerial. He's got 2,900 right now. Might want to take the time out, which they have. They're first. We'll work out what they're going to do with this one. They've had a great start here. Might not look like it on the scoreboard, but they're getting bombs down. They're making rounds very close. It's just fallen apart the last few moments there. That will all set us still out for the CTs. Here's the replay of Alu's shots, who's had a fantastic tournament, Matt. He has looked very good.
Zeus is absolutely playing with his brain today. He's very smart. They had no idea. Alu took a guess, took a shot at it. Zeus then knew that he was on the up and still there, could just play the angle perfectly. Risk to take the fight, but absolutely pays off. Real trying again to work towards Sandwich. Made in. Softens them up. Edward doesn't like to continue spraying. You might have been able to converge on that, but they've walked in from Ivy. He's not aware, overwhelmed. And now it's the AWP in the hands of the T's. Sergey's got it, and he shows it off with style. Simple. In a bit of a panic, he's going to try and run away. And he gets over toward B, bomb down. He just wants to save it at this point. Again, we talk about it. It might be 7-2, but these rounds, they're so close that there's no money for Na'Vi. Ence are right back in this now.
They absolutely are. You can see Ence have done their homework, and that's what executions are all about, is making the CTs feel uncomfortable, allowing you to get as close to the bomb site as you possibly can. With those pistols, absolutely perfect there. They get the first kill, then it snowballs out of control. They pick up the AWP, and Sergey ends up getting 3 frags. And now Simple is cowering in CT spawn, now giving his position away. I don't think he'll be surviving this. 1 bullet from any of these weapons will take him down. And there it is. Ence, indeed, are right back in the game. With the reinvestment required, Na'Vi might just have to take the eco here. 4-2, they can still buy.
4 kills for Sergey. They exploded onto the site for somehow the first time they've come in Ivy and not been watched. Flamey's been there so consistently. He gets removed. Slow reactions. Edward just can't recover because he already has a presence inside a Sandwich. He's watching.
Oh, what a shot. Really great stuff there from Sergey. They don't look nervous at all. They look ready for this challenge. The T side of train, remember, very CT biased map. So it is going to be the eco for Na'Vi. A few Deagles and CZs. Can they replicate the success of Ence in the previous round? Edward might be flashed in here. She isn't a flash available, but there's headshots for Ence. It's going to be Aerial to get the first, and he'll fall back safely.
It's a bit aggressive to go for more. Pre-scoped in on the AUG. This could be one of the first times you see someone slip above an AUG scope, but that's not going to happen because Edward already found Alu. That gave Aerial all he needed for information, and he gets both back in exchange. So they might lose one. It doesn't look like the round is in any doubt. Zeus could be up to something at this point. Sneaking in behind, I don't think there's enough time for him to go all the way around to T-spawn, down the stairs, and back in A main because they're already so well established inside of the site. Bomb's going to be long planted by then.
Well, they're making sure they don't take any risks here. There's the fake plan just to bait out any potential CZs. Zeus dropped by Sergey. It's Aerial with 3 kills, and now just Simple remains. He actually fully invested into this round. You see him down to $50. He didn't have much. He gets Deagle and Kevlar, and now might have to save that because the bomb's planted, 4 kills to find, and at the very best, he might be able to steal away an Augur or an AK, something like that. Sergey's low as he heads towards T-spawn.
Deagle armor to carry over. This has been an absolute brawl between the two, though. Every single round. Just to note for bomb plants, it's been 4 defuses, 1 detonation, and this one will be the same.
Ooh.
Nice shot by Simple, at least to keep himself alive, but they know he's in the corner. Not a huge issue to go down after the time on the CT side. You're not going to lose all your money, but still he does at least keep the armor up. He took damage, though, so he won't be able to get that free or discounted upgrade to the helmet.
No, but at least he has Deagle armor instead of nothing for this round, so it's actually quite valuable that he stays alive there. His teammates are going to buy. Edward with the Org, Flamey, same story. Zeus with 5k. Does he want to drop the AWP and be left with just a Deagle? Maybe that's worth it in Simple's hands. They're going to take a timeout either way and discuss their options. This is a pivotal moment of the game. If Ence can pick up this round, they might actually be able to win the half on the T side against Na'Vi. A lot of people are questioning whether they can perform on the big stage, and I'm sure everyone's satisfied they certainly can. Some great performances so far. Just to know the AWP will not be purchased by Zeus. He gets himself an Org. Electronic on the M4 and Simple staying on his Deagle armor. He actually doesn't buy anything apart from 1 smoke and keeps himself on $2,000 to make sure he actually has cash going forward. Okay, brings out a bit of utility and the kit towards the end, so forget that. He has to spend most of his cash now, but is this going to be enough? Round 12. A chance for Ence to really establish themselves here in the first half.
Simple the only one not with a purchased weapon. It's an aggressive stance from Na'Vi. Simple certainly capable on a Deagle. Bit harder than T-side, where if your entry fragger goes in with a gun, dies, you pick it up on the way by. It's not like a gun's immediately recoverable on CT in the same fashion. Early utility usage as well. Smoke already on A main. 3 more to work with, as well as an incendiary. Haven't seen B hit in quite a while, to be honest.
Only on their ecos, really. But for now, this is just what we call the default. You're not necessarily committing towards inside, he's making sure the CTs won't be sure as to where you're actually committing when you finish up. So it's Sergey that pushes any CT presence back. Zeus alone inside for now. Flamey will join him for the connector, and Edwards. Great game for him so far. It's his 14th kill. Alexi will be a little bit frustrated it went down like that. It's a 5 versus 4. Much needed kill for Na'Vi there.
No one really watching Ivy this time either. You can see Simple looking back just to make sure that he wasn't going to be caught off. Still is. So forward. The support for Ence was certainly there over Liquid, but none of these got a number of fans today. Simple, waited off. Down he goes, couldn't do anything with the Deagle. Aerial's already got it on the AK. Electronic playing at the wall. Super wide, off angle, wants the E-Box to save him. Sprays in for only 1, and Alu spots him fast enough, but is it? It is for X7, because now they're into a 2-on-2, 7 seconds left. Zeus manages to pull one back. Alu's got to hold the plant. He's in the smoke. He stays alive. AWP up close, but Zeus is far too quick.
I thought for a moment Alu was going to pull off a no-scope there, but it is Na'Vi picking up the round. Edward kicked things off towards that pop dog area. Ence tried to commit. A barrage of frags coming through. It was back and forth, comes down to the 2 versus 1. Alu was lucky to get the plant in. Still had a chance to win the round. It had to be the no-scope, though. Didn't have time to pull it off. And Zeus with 2 kills. Edward will survive with him. They recover the AWP, but they haven't broken the finances of Ence just yet. Great work from Zeus. That's some crazy moments so far. High impact kills here. Bomb down, calm as you like, recovers the orb, defuses the bomb. We get it to round number 13. It's 8-4 in favor of Na'Vi on their CT side here in the first map at the best of 3. Remember, it's just 2 next. This is the pick of Ence. That's why they start on the T side here. For Mass for Electronic, AWP for Simple. The rest of the players on Orgs here, and a nice strong buy for Ence, but their finances starting to run a little bit thin now. Aerial with the same smoke towards main entrance to allow him to progress towards Olof, but doesn't commit just yet, waiting for his teammates to join him.
Tag damage through the smoke. Nade to go on top of it. Aerial's already forward. It won't hurt. It will the other way. And he's going to follow it up as well. He finds Edward behind the train. He'll swing, he'll hold, they get behind, but Electronic reveals himself through smoke, comes back in. Ariel was never suspecting it, and he actually almost gets, he does. Oh, he caught himself up, he misstepped, and it nearly got him away from the bullets, but eventually he was found. Alexi now, with his first in the rounds, might have found the most important. Simple wants to work back in from Old Bomb. He'll play this with Zeus. Zeus in his 7th semifinal appearance. Of the previous 6 he was in, he was successful in 4. But Na'Vi fell victim in the final 3 times. The only one he won was with Gambit. He wants to get back there. He wants to make sure he's a winner with the team he's been a part of for so long. But this one's not going to go their way. It is Ence pulling back number 5, 8-5. In fact, so keeping a dead level on Train. Simple might even get found here. He might go down. Zeus wants to try and protect him. Smoke off. That's cut off 1. Still, though, through the smoke, they'll find both. They actually got them both down. No gun saved on the Na'Vi side.
Ariel's doing such a fantastic job with that AK-47. Overwhelming towards the outside bomb side. His defaults, the smokes, it's all set up so perfectly. As he makes his way through, pixel perfect precision. This is the replay now. Look at him go. It's his 2nd kill that impressed me the most. So confident in his own ability, leads to charge and finds success in round number 13. It is going to be the force buy from Na'Vi. You can see an auto shotgun for Simple. I don't think I've ever seen him use that weapon. He'll be joined by some CZs and Desert Eagles. And now it's up to Edward once again to try and crack things open towards Pop Dog. This time not going to happen.
Good find from Ariel again, but he couldn't follow it up. Electronic manages to just barely get away. Flashback out. I think he did the damage the first time by. Sprays through and finds Flamey as well. He is coming alive. Simple. Alu joked saying he wanted a knife kill and 3 auto shotgun kills today. Simple's trying to get one first. From that range, probably not going to happen.
Ambitious, but for now, looks like Ence have done enough here. They might be able to bring this back to 8-7. That would be a fantastic result on their T side here. No chance for Na'Vi to win this, but can they recover anything in terms of weaponry? See them discussing their options here. Looking quite jovial about the situation. They have won the half here. They would have liked it to be a bit more convincing, but still, a solid train team. Na'Vi have been celebrated this sort of, I think, for their tactical approach. It's not something we've been excited about from this squad for a while, to be honest, but they slowed things right down to play more as a unit instead of having Simple Electronic running around trying to kill everyone, so it's refreshing to see this slower gameplay come back into their scrapbook. But Alu now looking to find the remaining players. They don't have to commit to these kills. They actually just risk giving rifles away if they go any further than this spot here. So that kill's fine. Doesn't matter too much. The CTs won't get a rifle from him, and they manage to trade it out and remove his armor. It's the final round of the first half here, 8-6, and clawing their way back into it. I'd say they deserve a few more. Their tactical approach has been wonderful. As they get double orbs on the T side, they won't stay on that. They're just going to go for those opening picks and take the AKs with them. You can juggle weapons to certain choke points, like inside. They've got 3 orbs. So yes, they'll try and juggle those weapons around now and leave them around main entrance. But let's hold up. They know the money's low on the CT side. It's a good chance they push Ivy, push Pop Dog, and they'll go for these orb kills and throw them out of the map if they have to.
Oh, I thought Sergey was just going to go for the straight drop. Simple went so aggressively in toward Pop Dog. Alu waiting as well, as you say. You're absolutely right. They want to see if the CTs will push. Would have been unnecessary for Sergey to do the same as a result. Edward swings around. He's actually going to rotate back toward Ivy a little bit further because Electronic has called that there's been no action through his smoke already, and they're going to stack somewhat the B site with 3 players there. Simple, as well as I mentioned, is down still at the bottom of Pop Dog. He'll be able to rotate quickly. But that all depends on whether or not they even go that way. He'll smoke himself off. Another Molotov behind him. There's really not much room left to hide. Ariel even considered running across the site to pinch him in, but thinks better of it. Goes back toward the bomb instead. They'll watch him. They'll keep eyes that direction from the trains. In fact, next 7 goes now. He swings around at Simple. Oh, he just gets away, but he's caught off at the top of the ladder. He's evasive, but it won't work out entirely as Edward caught off by Alu. Now the guns start to prevail, and they'll win another round. We're back to 8-7. 1 round between them, and it shows how close this game was.
Really enjoying this so far. Ence looks solid as a rock. They're not nervous at all. They're ready to challenge Na'Vi in this second half. It's 8-7. We'll take a break. You're not going to want to miss this.
versions of us exist in other worlds.
And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Riverside. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something.
Ence are proving that it was absolutely no fluke they took down Liquid as Na'Vi putting up an incredible half. Simple was firing. Edward started off with an ace. They only have a one-round lead. It's 8-7. They are every bit as in this game as any team would be against them.
And Dust 2 up next as well. Ence are no slouches on their map. If they can somehow win this one, they could actually 2-0 Na'Vi here. What a crazy thought. I'm so impressed with their mental fortitude so far. They're showing a great array of strategies and good formation. As we see them switch over to the CT side now, it's Flamey. That could be first up on the chopping board as he'll be taken down here. Not quite.
Wow.
Somehow, he actually gets to frag there. What a strange turn of events.
Simple just barely caught them off working in. Alu gets Flamey back, but that's not enough yet to call it level because they can rotate back off. They've got the bomb. They can force the defense to be very uncomfortable and get them out of position, which Edward now will confirm they are. They're back over toward the outside site, and Zeus walks into a free plant. He's going to swing around behind them as well. He'll be spotted. Again, just has to slow them down, delay the retake. There is a kit for Alexi. Edward's doing everything he can at this point just to stay alive because here comes Electronic. He's around behind. Edward doesn't even need him. They've already won it. 2 and Z connector. There's nowhere for the CTs to go. And that kit fell. That was Alexi that they got. It's removed. It's far from the bomb. There's no chance that Sergey can do anything. Electronic takes down Alu. And it is 9-7.
That one started off a little bit strange. It looked like Flamey was absolutely done for. The coordinated push from the CTs towards main entrance looked like it would yield at least that first frag, but an awkward affair there. Seems like the CTs couldn't find that initial aim. It cost them a couple of frags to kick things off. Back towards inside Na'Vi go. And essentially they run away with the round. It looked like it could have been closer, but Na'Vi were very comfortable there. The positioning was good. The bomb was down. CTs didn't really have much access whatsoever. They will take the full eco here and allow Na'Vi to get double digits and buy up in the next round. You can see Alu with $3,000. He'll actually be able to afford the AWP going forward as well.
You want to talk about mental fortitude and nerves, by the way. The current frag leader, although tied now by Edward at 17, is Sergey.
Yeah. 16 years old.
I think he just turned 17. If
17 years old, by the way.
Still ridiculous on Counter-Strike's biggest stage. Only his second best of 3 series, and he's leading the way.
Yeah, this is crazy. So many of these players on their rookie year. And in the semi-final, what could be the biggest CSGO event of all time. It's pretty remarkable, but here's Electronic getting it done. No doubt in my mind they win this, but how expensive would it be? They've got a MAC-10 so far, maybe an AK, but Edward holds his own. That's his second frag of the round. And this is where things get quite interesting now. Remember, Alu can purchase the AWP. 10-7 down, so plenty of time to get back into it, but it all starts here. Round 18, Zeus will stay on the MAC-10, and that's perfect. You have such an advantage after winning the pistol, knowing the CTs are buying up on the third as well. Good likelihood that they won't have helmets here, so the MAC-10 actually a very powerful weapon here. And indeed, there's only one player in the form of Aerial that has the helmet, so that means that MAC-10 has so much damage potential if it gets close range. Ideally, you want to be dropping an execution here, staying as a 5-man unit and trying to overwhelm the CTs, get as close as possible.
It goes in, Flamey barely scratched by it, goes down to 85. For X7. A vocal tug of war inside of the Spodek. A bit the same inside of the server because everyone's jostling for position to miss the first gun round of the second half. And Aerial, he's got something to work with up close because Alexi's behind him, making sure that no one can catch him off guard.
CT's trying to get some map control here, but Sergey with the smoke out as soon as he detects any threat on the other side, he'll deploy that. Feels safe for now, and he would be right. They're falling back towards inside. Electronic has got the end of Ivy here. Flamey is here where there's so many players in front of him. Swallows the grenade down to 39 HP. The Molotov comes through. Aerial has to move.
Good read. Good anticipation that they wanted to be up close. Deep nade as well. X7, though, does get Electronic. So even forced out of the main position, which they've now reclaimed. Able to find a kill backwards, and X7's going to double it up.
5 versus 3 and 35 seconds remaining. This is pretty lackluster from Na'Vi. Overwhelmed in the main entrance, trying to come out one by one towards the Ivy position. It hasn't worked out for them whatsoever. 4 versus 2 is simple, falls one back, but not for long. Now just Flamey. Nothing can be done here. Has to just hold on to the AK-47 and hope they get aggressive to seal away a couple of kills.
Yeah, a couple of kills at best, but 39 HP. Again, now time is the factor. We said on the CT side, it doesn't matter if you go down after it expires. It does without a bomb plant on the T side. At 2650, he's there about with everyone else, but he won't get anything on top of it if he dies after the round is gone. For his sake, thankfully, no one is in pursuit. And Alu on the op on the other side, still to deal with, though. And how can they possibly, with not much money to work with, there will be no op for simple for Na'Vi.
Flamey with the AK. Na'Vi. Pretty underwhelming round, I have to say. Bullied out of main entrance, and then it seemed like the only solution was walking out of Ivy with no smokes down. One by one they went. I did just mention as well, you want to stay in a 5-man unit. They want to drop an execution and challenge the fact they won't have all the incendiaries. They don't have helmets and a few players. You want to really group up and punish that fact, but they made it way too easy. And capitalize upon it. As we go into round number 19, this is a timeout now. I can confirm Na'Vi are purchasing into this round. Flamey still had $2,600, regardless of the fact he got no money in the previous. Electronic, though, $1,600. He will buy it with the P250. I've got enough for 4 AKs here. Simple, the last player to buy into it. AK armor for him, 1 flashbang. Only had $3,900, so he couldn't do that much with it. And going to defend main entrance again. This is going to go right down to the wire this game. I'm not sure who's going to win. Ence on their feet now. AWP still out for Alu.
Can attack. Now over the back lines. With Sergey up close. Still on 17, wants to add to that. Just be wary of the attack from above. That's what Alu watches, and Sergey's actually going to fall off it. We know that spool is extremely spammable. And they go. Flamey first. He'll spot the trajectory. Knew where he was, but still couldn't find it. And the trajectory leads to flames that burn Edward alive. He was tagged on the way through. Backed off already.
And that's the sort of round they should be doing in the previous. This time, 2 players commit, caught off by the smoke, and then the flames. Sergey with 2 massive frags now. I'm not sure this is recoverable now on the T side. 5 on 3. They have 1 flashbang, no other utility whatsoever, and they're running out of time as well. Bomber's on their back, but I just have no idea what the next approach is. Just walk out of main entrance and hope for the best. Alu will be waiting for you. He currently sits towards inside, but I feel like that position's now clear. And like I said, they got 1 flash. Just got to walk out and hope for the best, and not even together. I think it's going to save at this stage. Positioning suggests that will be the case. I think they're going to let the round slip by. Oh, well, okay.
Walking out,
Why has he done that?
No utility thrown.
They're saving, and he's walked out, Pop Dog, and committed. That's a nightmare.
Well, it's only 2 guns carried over. Simple's got one of them on the AK. No money to speak of otherwise for he and Zeus. That seems to be the case no matter what. Ence back within 1 and now in control. That's something that's hard to do on the CT side.
Problem they've got now is Simple and Zeus getting no cash in that previous round. They currently sit on $0. Their teammates not much better off. If they eco this one, they still only get $2,400 per player in the next round. That's if they don't get the bomb down. So they might be tempted just to force into this one. Flamey, Zeus, and Simple now have AK, so they go in with another purchase. Electronic will keep his money at $2,000. Could have had an AK here, but he'd just shown more discipline. But a really desperate round now for Na'Vi. Again, no utility. A couple of flashes, but Simple alive and well with the AK. Maybe that's enough.
Maybe it's enough. Best player in the world. And like Zeus wanting to win with Na'Vi, he's still seeking his first major victory. He did play in a final, Simple. A couple times. He's been there with Team Liquid. He's obviously been there with Na'Vi. As recently as the last major in London. Keep that in mind as well. If Na'Vi are to survive Ence, which at this point doesn't look certain at all, Ence are absolutely showing off some form. And ASTRALIS make it through. That's a rematch.
Right now, to me, Ence are the better team here.
I mean, that's the key to it. They look like the better team. They certainly did against Liquid as well. 7, he's already been so promising in that position to look backwards, to be passive, to hold Ivy. He'll do it again. If they even step 1 small fraction too far, a shoulder peek, he's ready with the off, but Simple, oh, he's already in, and he's opened up the door because now they'll stomp it down. Flaming. He barges in from the front lines. But they are turning it around. Edward gets underneath of Alexi. Watch out for Alu because he is behind. Well planted. He would have got Simple if it went further, but it doesn't. It goes into Ivy instead, so Simple stays alive. Sergey. Here's the other aspect. Oh, good shot from Alu for Ence. And Alu opening up the old bomb. Unfortunately, he's lost Sergey. It's still a 1-on-2. He switches over to the AK because he knows he's got to find multiple opponents. And he knows they're likely going to be trying to trade off of him, so an op won't work. He's got a kits. 2 flashes, and they've gone so far apart he can actually isolate. He's got it down. He's going to try and hold this as well. He's going to try and hold it all the way around. Oh, he got off it. He spots out Zeus, who just barely pulls it back.
I thought Alu had done enough there. One of the smartest players in the game. Did absolutely everything he could. It's such a difficult scenario. That bomb down, 2 versus 1. They could be absolutely anywhere. They came into that round saying maybe Simple could be enough. With a couple of flashbangs, he could open things up, and he certainly did that towards the Ivy position. A desperate round, but Na'Vi make it work. It's 11-9 now in their favor. They still have a lot of work to do here. They do have an AWP going to round number 21. Remember, Ence lost both pistols here, and they're still looking like the better team, as we said, but the last round was down to pure skill, and Na'Vi have got that in buckets and spades. As they head towards Pop Dog, it looks like the totem drop could be coming in, but Zeus just investigating towards the brown halls for now.
Sergey again alone. I want to call B a safe bet, but with him in there, I'm betting it's not. He's been so proficient, and he backs off this time, gives them a little bit more room to breathe. But Alu brings over the AWP. So close last round, good nade. Anything at all will be significant, certainly when it hits Simple down to 68. Alu sits with only 11, but the impact in the last few rounds now that he's on the CT side, it's certainly been promising. This is a B hit all day long. And in it goes. Execution. Utility will be the hand on Ence's neck so they can't breathe, but Sergey tries to find an aim. What a shot from Flamey, and that's going to give Edward access towards Z Connector. They already have to start considering rotating off of this. Down to just 2. 2 versus 4, make that 1.
Great work there. That's the kind of teamwork and execution you want to see at this level. Na'Vi start to look like their old selves again, and 4 players surviving here. It's Flamey that absolutely dismantles the B bomb site defense there, and X7 can do nothing about this. He's got a flashbang, no kits, and he cowers in T-spawn right now, hoping he can survive. Na'Vi have finally done it. They've broken down the finances of Ence, which has been difficult throughout this entire train campaign. Simple gets the AWP on the T side there, just a note to the end. Really nice tactic. Great play from Zeus towards the end. His aim is getting very strong as this tournament develops. And as you can see, $2,000 on 4, actually all 5 members of Ence, and X7 will have the Orgs saved in the previous round. I'm not sure they'll force into this one, but time will tell. That second kill now is absolutely brutal.
So stunning the way he just walks in, Zeus. He seems determined as ever. Keep in mind that the only major he won was the last major in Poland.
Yes, in Krakow, that's right. It's been to so many finals with Na'Vi, 3 of them. They've never picked up the trophy. What's happened there? The damage comes through. It's Alu and Alexi that take most of it out of 16 and 30 respectively, as they push towards the main entrance here. Flamey good for 1, and Simple needs to get the hell out of there. He's got the AWP. If he gets this up, there's a chance he gets up the round, but he is spot on as usual. Double kill comes from the AWP, and X7 with the save all, trying to keep the dream alive, but Simple, he makes it an absolute nightmare towards the end. 4 kills for him, and it's 13-9.
How good is that? You said it, and again, the pistols, they can overwhelm an AWP so quickly. They line up perfectly. That's the collateral, gets 4 kills overall. This one right here, boom. See ya. Through the body and the edge of the train, just to note.
Well, here we go. Na'Vi in touching distance now, closing this one out. Ence can buy, but there's no AWP. Alu will be on the Org for now. There's no diffuse kits either. Flamey gets himself out of the main entrance towards the bomb train now. He's really feeling it. His AKS looks stunning, but X7, he's been celebrating this tournament as well. He'll get a nice opening headshot. Sergey follow it up. 5 versus 3 as Na'Vi approach it with a much looser tactic this round.
Yeah, much looser, more pace to it as well. We have to talk about Na'Vi. Old school. He'll drain the clock straight down until there's only a few grains of sand left to fall.
The thing is as well, the money's low. They should be reading that. Instead of just running out like that, just drop the execution, make it uncomfortable for them. You're giving them a fighting chance with no smokes down, no flashes deployed. And this is another round where it's Ence just running away with it, no problem at all. They've got great aim as well, and Alu, X7 and Sergey all finding solid kills. You can see no damage done on the CD side. That suggests you were all going in 1 by 1 and being shot by multiple targets. Zeus You're unable to communicate what was going on.
Yeah, Zeus is done here. Even if he turns left, he's got the knife out, gone. X7 takes him out of it, so building up. It's just 1 round against them. Building up money is going to be difficult. They've got enough saved over for a drop. Simple's got 8,700. Electronics already brought one out. Edward can as well, but they may find themselves very limited in Ence on 11 if they don't win this round. Likewise, chance to reset the other way, but they've done all right. They still have 3K left for aerial, roughly just under that for X7. Alu this time, it's going to hold from Z Connector. Haven't seen anyone go for the wall shot yet. Guardian's favorite maneuver.
He does enjoy it. Back to slow and methodical here from Na'Vi. Got their cage rattled in the previous round there. No damage done at all. You don't see that too often on a full gun round. Round 24 here though, 13-10, still in favor of Na'Vi. Remember that T side, it's difficult to close these rounds out. Aerial again, he's had way too much control of that main entrance in my opinion. The fact he can get in there and they can keep it smoked and run that timer down, that is a massive issue here for Na'Vi. Minutes.
2 smokes, to incendiaries. That's all they've got to work with, and one of those already deployed toward the ramp at B.
Electronic's got the bomb, remember?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
Calm down.
a bit risky.
You're going to walk down there, my friend. You better hit that shot. He's still doing it.
He's got support there this time at least, so the intentions seem clear. Alexi's one out against Edward, though. Zeus has got chasing. Simple hits Sergey. That shot was extremely important based on the bomb's positioning, but now it gets planted. Ariel may find the lurking Zeus, but Alu, that would have potentially won them the round. Getting it down to a 4-on-2 on retake with Flamey still out of the picture, still trying to get back over. Simple! He'll chew them up and swallow them down as he finds 2. X7 gets him in the end, but isn't enough. Still a 2-on-2. An Electronic on top of the site. Won't let them get anywhere near the C4.
It's Electronic now, who will control the situation. X7, no grenades, but he's got the aim. He goes for the AWP here, surprising. Now look at Flamey's setup. He has the Molotov and the HE here. He's essentially won the round already because of the fact it's gone way past the point of defusal, but he was ready. If there was a quick defuse coming in, you can Molotov on top of the bomb from that position, and there's nothing X7 could do about it. All he does, though, is recover the AWP. Flamey does as well from the lower ramp, just to note that. But it will be 14-10. Now, there is a chance to buy here. The fact they saved the AWP might persuade them to go for it. They probably would either way, considering they're 1 round away from that point. This is wonderful from Simple. But at this point now, with the AWP saved, they'll take a timeout and work out how they're going to approach this. I'm almost certain they buy into the round. Yeah, 4,600 on X7. Alu already has the AWP. It'd be a rough buy. But the AWP up there, I think you have to go for it. You're not going to get... Well, it's unlikely you get 5 rounds in a row. To be fair, Ence have had some remarkable comebacks. They were 15-8 down against Liquid and managed to get back into that. They are on the CT side of train, but for me, buying up here is the correct approach.
2 to go to claim map 1. Dust 2 is next. That will be open. That will be fun. Simple versus Alu, and Alu very comfortable on that map.
Yeah, famously. He's very good on that one.
You have the young gun and Sergey that's been quite remarkable in this map. He'll happily take duels next time around as well, and it really does come down to duels. It's aim battles a lot of the time on Dust. Flash, Alu got away from it. Caught Flamey on the cross. Excuse me, that came elsewhere, so that was actually utility damage toward A main. He missed the shot altogether on Electronic, who crossed over. Ariel is waiting. This is a perfect position. Flamey gone.
It's that main entrance again. It's a real problem for them. This time trying to establish a little bit more control, but still losing out on the first frag. Smoked off towards Ivy. It's Electronic trying to make his way towards the end. He's backed up by Zeus right now. Ence, opening kill. No response at all, but Electronic is looking aggressive here as he looks to peek towards the bomb train.
We're looking a bit nervous. 7, he's going to get the first chance to strike, and he does. Strikes extremely well. Couldn't quite get his gun ready again for Zeus to get around the corner. That pulled Alu off the bomb. He wants to make sure they can't wrap around. He needs to control the map. He can funnel them back out front, where Ariel still waits, but he's on reverse side E-box holding A main. Again, that's where the first kill came in. They still have the advantage on this. He's the one to find it as well. Knowing that Alu's funneled them, though, he wants to be ready when they cross over. Molotov's down. Came from a distance. He's not yet worried about Edward's presence. Instead, he wants to deny the bomb. He will. 17 seconds. Now they can just hold off the site. Alexi, even with the MP9, just needs to get information on Edward walking in. And Simple, I think he's just going to walk away. 8 seconds, and he still has to get by 2 to keep the AWP alive. And they're getting actually away from him. They crawled and went away. They're going to spot him now, but I think he's gone. Don't repeat that. 0 seconds on the clock. You can't afford.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Nice work by him. Very calm to actually save the AWP. It gives them something here as we go to round number 26. But again, it's that main entrance where Ariel's just absolutely blowing them out of the water. He gets the opening kill. Flamey can't do anything about it. If they leave it open, the CTs enter that position and they lose map control. It's an absolute nightmare for them. This is a nice position from Ariel. Only one player challenging him, and you can see the time running down there. Zeus tries to crawl towards the side, but positional control from Ence has been superb. Now Na'Vi are forcing into this round. They should have taken a timeout. They're still buying in T-spawn right now. It's down to Simple to try and open things up. He sits in the flames, but doesn't do too much damage, I guess. Still a lot. Could have been a lot more dangerous if HE's got into the mix as well. He'll be pushed off the pop dog position. He was trying to find that first pick. They have fully invested in this round, and they're really hoping he would be able to find something at the beginning of the round.
Limited so significantly. Just as in the first half, Ence are so close. Score might have 3 rounds between them, but every round they're losing, they're still in contention.
Here we go again.
And back into A main. Knows he's there. He made a lot of noise, Ariel, getting in that position. You want to talk about contention? This has been the point of it as well. You pointed it out last round that they lost toward A main.
Ariel still has a smoke, so he's going to drop that at the last possible moment. Yeah, about now is good. Got 45 seconds remaining. They can't really think about going for main entrance anymore. That's 18 seconds. They can't really do anything about this. They got to hold up, wait for it to go down. When they do commit, the CTs could be positioned perfectly. You got X7. You don't see this boost too often, actually, towards Ivy. It's going to be a very powerful one. What a great time to throw this into the mix.
Ariel holds.
Same thing.
They're going to repeat it. They're relieved to let repetition save them. Same angle, and it works this time for Flamey. Alexi's tagged up. Edward's going to run him over. X7. He doesn't have any smoke in his way, nor to Alu. But they do have to still find the kills. The first, successful. Second, followed by Sergey. But it's a 2-on-1. 8 seconds. Alu's on top of the bomb. He can deny. He will. And time the enemy. The pendulum pass to a guillotine mass. And Alu finds 2. And it's Ence on 12.
Alu didn't even have to peek that one. 2 versus 1. He denies the plant and then goes for the kill regardless. Great stuff by him. Cool as you like as well. That's when he wins the round. 4 seconds remaining. He was fine just to stay alive here. Still goes for it, takes Simple down. Took a bit of a risk there. If he'd have dropped it there, it could have been an absolute disaster. But now, Ence really have a chance to steal this victory away. They've got Na'Vi down to just pistols, no armor. And the flashbang is all they have. We talked about this in the first half. Presumably head towards Insiders. Simple. Oh, what the hell?
God!
All right then, fully blind.
Even the Bright is too sly to hold back all Simple's dart. Fully blind, and he hits that with a deagle. Alu holding off. It's going to be Sergey down below again. They just want to overrun and try and push him off to get a bomb plant down because they're going to need money. It's going to be a 1-round game. They're not going to have much in a lineup, Sergey. On adjacent points of Earth, he'll make Zeus and Electronic rest together under the dirts. Defuse, but let them collect everything first. It's 1. It's 1 between them.
Well, the bomb will be defused now. That was the full eco, but what a shot from Simple. They only get 1 frag, but it was enough to pull a rotation away from that inside side and yield a plant, so I guess that's absolutely fine. CT's now grabbing everything they can, all the P250s, any potential flashbangs or smokes on the floor here. Sergey, great job. He couldn't deny the plant, but he certainly made up for it in terms of the kills and keeping the round clean. They've got a few rounds to play with at this point. They've got plenty of cash going forward, and you could not say that about Na'Vi here. It's round 28. 1 more round from Ence will tie things up. They throw away their UMPs, so they fully upgrade. So they had lots of money, but they had SMGs. And they're thinking, okay, we're not playing for cash anymore. Throw those away, treat this like a full gun round, and let's try and tie things up at 14-14. They can do that. The loss bonus will be at 4th stage. Na'Vi might not be able to buy next round with just $2,900 coming in. They'll take a timeout, discuss their options. Simple can afford the AWP, but he's only got 4,800. That means it'll be a glass cannon, meaning he has the sniper itself, but no utility, no armor. On the CT side, that's not a big build, but on the T side, you're so vulnerable to those HEs. We've seen how strong Ence are in that department. First map of this best of 3. I wasn't sure if Ence would be able to perform at this stage of the tournament. Na'Vi have been here time and time again. A lot of these players on the Ence side, absolute rookies, came out of nowhere and has set the world on fire here at this major. Simple does go for the sniper rifle. Is it going to be enough? He's been trying to let himself off the leash in the last few rounds and carry them through to the round number 15. Hasn't worked out, though.
Ariel down below. This is it. This is the game. Opening map of a best of 3. Ence continue to impress. You can't be understated. Even more so than Cloud, not sure. They came back down from 0-2. 7-0 down on the second map of a series. Cloud9 at least had some international experience, stage experience at that point. Remember, this is the first time 4 of these players have been on a stage of this caliber. They're going against giant killers, world beaters, Na'Vi, and they're holding their own. Alu is going to hold his own. or attempt to on the AWP. He's fully emerged on top of the catwalk, meaning he's fully exposed, larger target to fire at, but he wants to catch them off.
It's the shots. It's simple to go down. AWP potential removed as Alu continues to find kill after kill. He is shut down his approach towards B. They haven't got out the lower ramp just yet as Sergey continues to find the frags. It's going to go 14-14. Absolutely. It's just Flamey desperately trying to hold on to the sniper now.
Desperate indeed. 14-14. Ence are in the driving seat. They're in control. Aerial takes away the last gun, and they have a chance to go map point. What's the call going to be from Na'Vi? They're sitting around $3,000. Concede, play for overtime?
They had to get the bomb down there, Matt. It had to happen. They get $2,900 per player in this round, and Ence are about to close. How does Alu hold his nerve here every single time? He never misses. Great movement. Hits those first two frags. There's nowhere near a bomb plant there. Na'Vi are pushed right back, and they're going to buy somewhat into this from what I can see. CZ's P250. Zeus goes for the UMP purchase, but things are getting desperate now. Ence looking likely to post map point first. This was their pick. They started to look very good towards the end of the first half. Remember, they've lost both pistols there, and Na'Vi converted those as well.
Spam through just to be sure. Oh, it's going to work this time.
Wow.
Edward walked straight back into it.
That's huge.
That dink's quite audible. I think they're cool. I think Ariel's probably close enough to hear that as well, so either way, it is huge. Brave man to go back and stand in a similar position.
Absolutely. Ariel went towards the hot dog again, gets the first kill. There's another player behind him though. Will they have the awareness to take him down? It's Edward though, didn't have the AK of course, picks up the UMP, and he'll fall out. He's low, he couldn't commit to that.
Lexi still holding at Sandwich. X7 will catch them on the cross. They tried to wrap around to CT. They wanted to overwhelm, they wanted to flank. Simple's the only one left to A. He has the ball, and that's the round. There's no chance Edward to his dink that comes back into this with a UMP. It's going to be map point for Ence.
No bomb available. Edwards. He'll actually get more money than what he has right now in terms of kits, so might as well die at this stage. There it is. Map point for Ence. Who would have thought in the semi-final they'd be posting that first against Na'Vi? Unbelievable scenes here. Can they do it in round 30 though? Na'Vi looking to take us to overtime. They did not force by the previous round. They have a decent buy here. They will have the AKs out in full force. I don't think they'll have the AWP though. They'll take their final timeout. Ence, have they got anything clever up their sleeve to close this one out? They've had great setups on the CT side. They've been bullying that main entrance. Alu's been an absolute star of the AWP, but it's the young guns that really have stepped up. 26 kills for Sergey, 22 for X7, Ariel with 20. Everyone turning up when they had to. Remember, they lost both pistols here as well. Simple, top bracket for Na'Vi on 23. Edwards up there on 21. It's Electronic that hasn't shown up so far. 13 and 23 for him. He's one of the key points of this T side for Na'Vi, but he hasn't had a chance to really be let off the leash and show us what that aim can be made of as the timeout comes to an end. AK-47's basic utility. Ence looking to finish things off before we get into overtime. They're going to have the double orb set up here.
5 rounds in a row to pull them back into lead. X7's got it started. Mentality has been so impressive for Ence. Young team and came back against Liquid. Now against Na'Vi, Alu waits again. He can peek wide.
That was Edward by himself running inside. As you can see, it's all falling apart now. I thought at least they'd be going down lower ramp. He just panics there.
This is the impressive part. They tore Liquid apart mentally. They're doing it now to Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's not characteristic of this team. Why they're panicking like that? You've lost one pick. Why just offer another up on a silver platter? Alu's been consistently inside of that all. You don't even flash him, you just run out, and you're going to get punished for that. 3 kills away from winning this map. They have to go inside. They're not even in a 3-man unit. That's going to run in. And Sergey's, I thought, had that kill for sure, but Alu has.
Alu absolutely does. Zeus pulls it back, but it's a 4-on-2. Molotov down. Zeus is on 31. He has to be forced off. He has to go wide. He got to take the fight. Alu, he's got a third as well. And it's all onto Electronic. He's got a trick. But is it going to work? Is the timing there?
Ariel seems to know, Matt. I don't think it will. Even if he dies here, it's going to give away his position. This is done. Ence are doing it. It's the final kill for Ariel. Can you believe it? Ence in the semi-final of the Major have just taken the first map, D-Train against Na'Vi. Now we have Dust 2 coming up next, Matt. They are specialists on that particular map as well. They could 2-0 this.
They could. A swift defense as they absolutely shut down Na'Vi. No chance at all for them in the last 6 rounds. And it's the second time on this stage that they've, well, first off, ever been on this stage, but also come from behind to do it. So remarkable. Finland's got world-class talent. They're back.
They absolutely have. Really exciting game, that one. And it's just the tactical prowess there, especially on the CT side for Ence. I love their control. I love their pressure. Everything was coming together, and no one seems phased at all. They look comfortable. We're going to throw it to a break. We'll be back with the desk.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
It's rare for a Cinderella story to continue this deep into a Counter-Strike tournament, but Ence, they truly are looking magical. Na'Vi putting up a fight, all the right boxes checked. Simple, most AWP kills, top of the scoreboard. Zeus having impact, it doesn't matter, and I didn't doubt them for a second, I'll tell you that much. Ence 16-14, they prevail on Train. I'm your host, Machine, and my goodness, so much to talk about. They string together a solid CT side at the end. It's a comeback as well, of course it is. I'm joined by Sean Gares and Sponge. You guys have swapped positions, it's getting me all confused.
Man. Sorry.
Just keeping me guessing, keeping me on my toes, and Ence keeping Na'Vi the same.
That was an incredible game by Ence. They are by far the better team on Train. I'm convinced they lost both pistols. Zeus had a couple clutches there. He had so much impact. They lost an eco early in that first half. And still, they find themselves winning this game 16-14. Simple even had a strong game.
Yeah, I think the hard work was really done for Ence on that first half, right? They actually had blistering pace. They really took the fight. Even with pistol round, sure, Edward had that ace right there, but they really took the fight in that first half. And to get 7 rounds on Train for their T side, that's phenomenal work right there. It was difficult to close out, and that was, like Sean mentioned, because Simple had a really good second half, right? He was having some really big rounds right there. For them not to crumble and not to fold yet again, I think that storyline's gone now. Ence have proved, this is them proving right here, right now, that they can play on the big time with no worries whatsoever.
Yeah. Screw the stage, screw the pressure, and it's just they could be as comfortable as they are in their living room.
I think the craziest thing, Chad, is they didn't actually go towards inner on Zeus.
Yeah.
They had so much success at the outer bomb site, and all of their pivotal rounds in that first half came from hitting outside. Ariel, the man on the screen right now, he had a phenomenal end to that first half. The second half kicked off with, Sergey and Alu, them stepping up so big. X7 and Ivy. I mean, everyone just pitched in.
Something, just because we're talking about Ariel, that impresses me is I think he might be one of the few players, Forrest perhaps the second, that's using the M4A1 in the world of orgs. He's the highest rated player in this game.
Look, it might make some sense, the M4A1, if you have the org, right? Because they can complement each other. Certain positions, it can come into play. But Ariel is a player, speaking to Natu, especially when we're doing the minors, he was the player who Natu thinks hasn't actually reached his full potential yet, which is the scariest of prospects. For me, having Sergey, the 17-year-old now, I believe he is, playing that level of Counter-Strike in the first half, just poised like that. At 17, I would have been quaking in my boots. So massive props to this kid for a huge game. Na'Vi are going to be shaken up because it felt like, they're the team who normally does the bullying. It felt this time around they got bullied.
It was 14-10 to Na'Vi, and you'll see the rest of those highlights, or well, you won't, actually, they're gone now, but they did actually get a string of rounds. I mean, it was 7 back-to-back. I'm just making sure I'm not stupid. Yes, 7 of the last 8 rounds going the way of Ence. And Alu, of course, on your screens now in comparison to that of Simple. He was taking some risky fights, but what's so interesting is that this confidence that Alu has, alluded to, pun absolutely not intended, is definitely exuding from the entirety of the team.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is playing with so much confidence. Alu's roaming around on CT side. He has a freedom to, stay at the outside bomb side, go inner. We saw him opping upper where he out-opped Simple that one round late in the game.
The 2v1.
2 seconds left and he goes wide.
Exactly. That peak on the bomb train.
Against Simple.
It's questionable against Simple, but he makes it work. And, you could see him wiping the sweat off his brow after that one. But like I said, Alex, they made a lot of good T plays. And we actually had one that I wanted to demonstrate.
I'd love to see it.
Alrighty, so as I move over to the lovely Telestrator, here's some rounds that we were talking about on the desk. Look, right here, Edward with the ace on the pistol round. Edward with a 2v1 in this situation and some other impact kills in this one. These are players who we don't normally see, bringing in this much, and they won both pistols. So we can clear this away with the round that I actually want to focus on is going to be round number 10, I believe it is. So we can play that one out for everybody, and there's a few things that I want to point out. So as this one plays on in, you can see it's a force buy situation. You can see that they don't have everything to work with. They're going to throw their standard out smokes to make the vision of Na'Vi obscured. So I'm going to pause it right here, and what I just want you to notice quickly is the fact that we have 1, 2, 3 players all looking towards main, and those positions where they could be coming out from. All the attention has been taken at this point. We're going to keep playing this one out, and I want you to focus. It's going to go to Sergey. In his hand, he has this smoke. This would have been used on the left side of Ivy. He puts it out because he knows it's a fast strat, and he pushes through. They barrel through with pace. He's going to make 3 massive kills, which make this round possible. Flash comes in. He's going to trade here with his teammate, gets that opening kill, able to grab the second, picks up the AWP, and this third kill here is the nail in the coffin. That's the round over. Simple has no choice but to save. But that is the impact that this youngster has brought, and that's one of those big rounds because it was a low-buy round, not a round they were expected to win, Alex.
You've got a CZ, you're against Na'Vi, you've got a couple of smokes on outside, and you extinguish a molly and charge.
I think the unsung hero of that round is actually Ariel, too, because he goes up to that sandwich smoke and he's spraying his P250 down the lanes, which is basically drawing all the attention towards him and allows those 2 players, Sergey particularly, to come up Ivy.
But what's so interesting, and I want to make sure we make this abundantly clear, we're risking repeating ourselves here. But we did outline, how does Na'Vi win train? How does Na'Vi win the semi-final? Simple plays well. They get off to a fantastic start. They won both pistols. Ence, this couldn't be a more justified win.
I will say Electronic had a poor game.
There's something.
That's about all that went wrong for Na'Vi when I look at this game. I don't understand. They had everything going for them, and they just got outplayed on gun rounds time and time again.
It looked like to me that they were getting tilted towards the end of both halves, right? Their last 2 gun rounds are really questionable on that T side, and on their CT side, especially when Simple had the auto shotgun. I'm not sure if he was trying to make a statement there or not.
Well, normally, we would, of course, be throwing to actually have an interview with Na'Vi, but, of course, given the gravity of the situation, they declined to comment, and I don't blame them. You've got potentially an elimination map coming up next, and that map is Dust 2. So let's turn our attention to that. I'm sure we could talk about Train for another 30 minutes. But this is a best of 3, and the second, this was Na'Vi's choice to go to Dust 2. Why is that raising some eyebrows, Sean?
I mean, Na'Vi is just historically not a very strong team on Dust 2, Alex. I mean, I think they've won 50% of their last 6, and they're not dropping maps to world-beating teams on Dust 2. They're losing maps to North, not Astralis. They're not losing maps to Astralis. So this is easily a map that Ence can win, which is what I said before this best of 3 started.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have looked at what their issues were. They needed to fix their Dust 2 because Ence has looked weak, especially on that B bomb site on their CT side. They have 2 players there, and it just felt like they're unable to hold it. X7 is someone who I've made a lot of questions with. He would make questionable decisions around the limp smoke that they throw into B. Didn't know which side to play on. Mid to Bs would come in, they'd get sandwiched. But X7 in the last 2 series, well, this map and the last series we saw them play in the quarterfinal, has been amazing, right? He's been making really good decisions. His impact has been on point. So his turnaround could be the key to Ence taking this map away and winning another series 2-0.
I mean, how do Na'Vi dig themselves out of this hole? What do we need, Sean?
I mean, you definitely need Electronic to step up big here. Without a doubt, Electronic needs to step up big on this map. We know Simple is going to put up numbers. We don't know how much impact he's going to have. I actually thought he had tons of impact in that last game. He had so many crucial kills coming out of Ivy with the AK. He needs to do more of that on Dust 2. It looks like Flamey's actually, stepping up throughout this event. Zeus playing out of his mind.
It sounds like we're running out of potential solutions for this one.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, our analysts baffled, Na'Vi confused, and now 1 map away from a grand final. Ence are doing everything right here in the Spodek. It's the major, the trophy in the center of the stage, and Ence 1 map away from having a chance to fight for it. Henry, Sado, it's over to you.
The run of all runs, Ence. Not only styling and taking apart, dismantling other teams, they're capturing every single heart in the audience while they do it. We're starting explosively on Dust 2, already some action toward Catwalk, but Edward, he's out mid for Na'Vi.
This is going to be a fast B split by the looks of things. Na'Vi sending the bomb in towards the upper tunnel set. It's going to be a couple of kills here. Sergey has to defend and nothing can be done. Na'Vi look very confident in this round. It's a 5 versus 1 before it even starts. Ariel will do what he can, and that's apparently quite a lot. Almost on for a third there as well. That could have got a little bit dicey for them, but there it is, a clean round for Na'Vi eventually. 3 will survive. Very fast mid-split coming through towards our B-bomb site. Didn't really miss many shots at all, and it is going to be 1-0 on the T side. And remember, Sean did mention out, this is not a map that's historically that good for Na'Vi in general, and Ence have had up and down results on it. Sometimes been blown out the water and sometimes absolutely solid. We'll see which team turns up here. They're going to take the eco again in the second round, and it looks like they're rushing middle as they look to challenge anyone who potentially has a scout. There's no one there spotting it, so this could be a problem, but Simple has at least found them now. He's going with the big spray down from T-Spawn, and it looks like the clean sweep will be coming in. Absolutely, 2 very fast rounds.
It's praising to try and rush up middle, second round against Na'Vi. I like it, though. They're laughing in the face of death. They won't give anything away to Na'Vi. They'll take every fight they can. Just that pace sends a message. Sure, get the round over with.
Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah, but even still, just to have the balls to do it. If by some chance, some miracle, Simple wasn't inside spawn, they could have actually wrapped around and caught someone off.
And maybe got an AK from it, got a couple of kills, so certainly options there. But Alu has the AWP now. He spots a couple of players heading towards short quickly. This time doesn't nail the shot, but he has got information. He's got teammates ready towards short. That's going to be Aerial. Great M4 player. This time finds the first headshot. He'll deliver pain to the second as well. It's a 5 versus 3 as Edward will salvage what he can towards long.
I feel like we're still in the pistol round, and it's already the first gun. It's the third already, and Aerial turning it around for Ence fights to a catwalk before they even had any sort of map control at long. That's how quickly that battle ensued. Simple will hold in the pit at this point in time.
I don't mind that from Na'Vi, though, trying to keep that fast pace up, and you know the buy's going to be low. They won't have incendiaries, but it's Aerial, who's one of the few players using the M4A1S still. Zeus will make his way towards the B tunnels. They're completely separated at this point. One in the pit, one top of middle, and one in the B tunnels.
But this is a bit of a riddle. It's meant to entertain because Zeus wants to be the loyal apostle. He'll go in, try and take the bait. If they rotate across, Simple's got bomb at long. He just wants to sneak in and get a bomb plant down and clutch the round himself. They're putting a lot of faith in him to do so. Aerial still waiting on Cat, has Edward to deal with. That would be his 3rd kill if he finds it. But Simple is getting closer. He needs a little bit of a distraction. He needs a little help now. Flash, Aerial. He saw it coming. He read it well. Simple starts off the first. But Aerial gets one back. Simple, he's tagged to 4. One single shot, and Alexi's forced him off the angle. 29 seconds left, and Simple, he's going to be left fighting for his life to keep the AK. It might even be an ace for Aerial because he's rushing out catwalk to greet him, and it won't be hard. With this HP, Simple's just hurt enough to slow it off. Capable, certainly, of shutting it down. He will.
Fair play to Aerial, might as well go for that. Obviously not the smartest move, but he wanted the ace, and you've got to respect it. He did fantastic work, and he deserved the crack at it. So he will go down, Simple gets him. But he will not be winning this round as the timer expires. Aerial does it all. 4 kills towards short. Really can't play like an absolute turret towards that position. He manages to mow them all down, no problem at all. We go to round number 4 here. Orb still in the hands of Alu. This time he has armor. Here's the replay. This fantastic work from Aerial here. M4A1S with a higher rate of fire. Great in these close range encounters. Only has 20 bullets in each clip, but you can see he manages that very well. Simple the AWP as Na'Vi invests into the round. They've got plenty of cash here, looking to do some damage through the door, just focusing towards middle, just in case Alu takes a peek. He's one of the few AWPers that will challenge towards T-Spawn. This round he'll be holding towards short. And if the boost by the looks of things here, towards lower and spot out towards short.
No boost. I was going to say, just no boost on the other side. Alu could still spot that, though, with the AWP.
Very slow default. Flashes over towards long, though. No CT presence there whatsoever. So that's valuable real estate picked up from Na'Vi. They didn't cost them much. They still have the majority of their smokes, their flashes. They only had to use 2 there to get out. Now, ideally, when they have long control, you want to get your AWP in towards that pit position. Then you go back and start pinching the A site and see what can be done. So Simple now is going to be left towards long.
Alu's swinging. He still wants to cover the cross at long. Smoke deep. They flashed Alexi to peek, and he didn't spawn anyone. So sure. Simple's there, but the fact that they've double stacked up on Cat and there's so much presence inside of middle, Electronic even makes the slightest of wrong steps. Oh, he made a perfect one. He would have been caught off. Alu overcommitted. He'll burn alive. Flamey, he'd put it behind them. He was trying to force the issue, force them out so that they couldn't retreat, and it works out to perfection. Sergey will suffer a similar fate. In fact, Flamey gets X7. He's got a 3rd in the round, and Alexi's left cowering inside of CT.
Really nice round there from Na'Vi. Couldn't have gone better for them. Really textbook stuff. It's now a 4 versus 1. They know what the last player is. They'll go for the plan, but they're going to go for blood here as well. Zeus will confirm it. And it's going to be another round on the board for Na'Vi. They go 3-1 here and they reset the economy of Ence. Map 2 in this best of 3. Dust 2. The pick of Na'Vi. And now at this point the Finns don't have much to invest with here. They are going to force it though, however. P250s, 5.7s, and MP9, and MP double eco, so they might as well see what they can do with this. Everyone going to buy what they can. Alu saves himself $1,400 just to make sure he has it all potential going forward.
Deep smoke, suggestive of a push through. It is going to be. They're going to go aggressive on tunnels. They want to try and pinch both Na'Vi players in, but Electronic, he was well aware of it. Didn't quite find the third kill, but Simple called the smoke was down, and they were absolutely ready for it. Edwards ready for Aerial to be standing in the open, trying to get close proximity with pistol. Alu backing away. Around looks to be gone the way of Na'Vi. Remember, they were 7-2 up at a point on Train as well, but it was the rounds that were close, so close that as soon as the economy was broken, the half came right back to 8-7. So Ence was very good at managing the nerves and the game, all while losing and falling similar to how they are now.
Full eco for Ence. That force spy did absolutely nothing for them. Na'Vi look very comfortable right now. And this round's another gimme too. Will Ence rush middle again? I'm not so sure. They've got one smoke. They'll throw it towards the mid doors, maybe go for a B stack here. That's a viable approach. You're just hoping that Na'Vi go for a rush B or a mid split, and you'll have 5 players in there. Now, with that smoke down towards mid doors, they won't have information this has happened, but you're not going to be rushing in these sort of rounds. You just want to hold up on your defaults, exactly like they are right now. Good call from Na'Vi. They've confirmed long is clear. There's no grenades at the start towards long. You can bank on the fact that you could walk out and probably be safe in this sort of situation. They've got long control. They don't have to go towards B now at all. You can see how tight that choke point is towards the B tunnels. Don't want to go near that at all. 4 of them towards car as well. I like that.
Yeah. A 4-seater saloon. Alexei wants to be the bait for that. But so far, it's not compelling because they've gone over toward A instead. Zeus is clearing and it's calling that no one is around. And it'll be around again. So 5-1. The problem this time, there's no investment on the end side. Doesn't matter if they save or die. It does give away a little bit of money, but more importantly, if they don't find kills, Na'Vi, unlike last game, will get around where they actually build up a bit of a buffer.
And so push towards T-spawn. Bomb down, round guaranteed now for Na'Vi. They're looking to steal away some rifles here, but Edward, not the cleanest of kills, but that's much better. Okay, it looks quite delicious towards the end. In fact, they'll get 3 of them, and it's Zeus to try and close things out up against the USP. Only giving 1 frag away. They deny any weapons for the next round for Ence, but they'll have to buy their own. Alu can afford the AWP and some Kevlar and a bit of basic utility as well. 5-1 down. CT side becoming a little bit rough for them here. It's Ence that looks so calculated on Train. Their CT side was actually really fun to watch. Great map control, nice pushes, bullying Na'Vi to stay out of the key choke points. Can they do the same on Dust too? Simple will jump down. Head towards top of middle. Actually looking to go back into that fast-paced gameplay, perhaps, as it'll be Electronic to run through the mid doors, as the CTs this time will have control of long.
Quick check for the close angle. Gives them a bit more comfort to work catwalk. Alu. The drops spot. We've seen this go a number of ways this weekend. Fallen was overcommitted and caught off in one round. You see the power of it. Even Alu, he doesn't hit the shot. He's able to fall away, but the wall protects him so much that he only goes down to 92 HP despite 2 AK shots hitting him.
Well, that's short control now for Na'Vi. It allows them to execute towards A, if they so wish, but they're heading back towards middle. At least the smoke towards spawn will push Alu away from the A side. He has to focus towards the mid.
A quick shot flashed off. Now they go aggressive. 3 over toward B. The one time they want to try and split mid.
It's looking good in terms of the CT setup here. The orb towards window, and then he got Sergey towards the scaffolding. It looks so good, but Sergey can still recover this. Doesn't go for the trigger discipline. Finds that first frag, but I don't think he gets much more out of this. He finds a headshot on Zeus. There's no trade potential. It's up to Simple now to hit the shot, and he absolutely will. 3 versus 2, and they have B bomb side control.
And Simple has that smoke. It's gone. Flash out. Alexei, he knows he's trapped in. Simple's just watching it. Looks away at the exact moment he comes out, but take heart, sweetheart. because Simple will take it from you, and he goes down. Ariel's left with nothing to do. He's got a 1-on-3, and he'll just sit at the top of mid. Let this one go.
It's going to be 6-1. That's guaranteed at this stage. It was looking so good in terms of the setup for the CT. So you got Allo warping towards the window. You got Ariel towards the scaffolding. It looked like a nice setup there, but if Allo goes down quickly with no frags, it turns around very quickly. And Sergey got 2, but it wasn't quite enough there. The bomb's going to go off, and it will be 6-1 now on the T side as they rack up a massive amount of cash. Zeus has $13,000. Simple and Edward both with 11K as well, and it's another eco for Ence. Agonizing now for them. Can't really justify a force buy here. Need the cash in the next round. That was the opening kill. They're managing everything. That was the one that really sealed the deal there to shut down Sergey. Lexi B trapped in the corner. Nothing could be done. You're seeing Simple really come into his own now. He wants another shot at the grand final.
Alu didn't even see him walking in. That was quite impressive. As always from Simple, he seems to do that time and time again. But you're right, he wants the major win. He's never won one. Despite being one of the most recurring teams in the finals. 3 times they've been there. It's to be a 4th. That's the goal. Ence is standing in their way and doing a fine job of it. And they'll get in the way of Flamey this time. They won't do so in the fashion that allows his AWP to hit the shot, however. Just a bit of utility to force him back down the cave. Sergey spots the hand, but that's not an easy shot with his scout, and more so against the wall, but certainly knows there's presence on the other side of the doors. He looks for it, but can't find. Interesting tactic, though, with Molotov already down. If Sergey can bait them in, there's a chance that they get the pistol behind the door firing, but it's Electronic and Simple already on catwalk that have cleared the other side of the aggression. Edward on 10K, Simple on 11. This is a bit different than Train now because they've got a buffer. Massive one, there's the bait. At this point, all for naught, however. Flamey going down, it gives them 1 AK to work with to go along with Alu's M4, but that's removed by Edward, and he might get both because Alexi's standing at elevator, unaware that he was so susceptible. It's now 7 for Na'Vi.
Running away with this first half. Ence haven't had much of a reply so far. The frags aren't coming in for them. Alu 0 and 8 on Dust 2. A staple of his career, this map. He's had so many massive moments. Most famously on NIP. Can't really sink his teeth in just yet. And that might rattle his confidence going forward. He might want to take the picks he usually does. We'll see. There he is right at the bottom. Simple yet to die, however. So it's Alu 0 and 8 and Simple 8-0.
Talk about that for an off battle, because Alu was certainly taking it in the last map quite impressively. Flashes will take away Electronic this time. Clearly spotted was Alexis as he threw out the nade. Zeus around the corner again, double flashed. Caught off entirely. They can't really address the issue on the other side, though, because Alexi's already fallen so far off of it and was partially blinded himself. Oh, Flamey.
It's that same sort of approach we saw from Na'Vi on Train. As soon as they lose a pick, they're trying to get one back in response, but they choose the worst choke points to do it. Walking into B with no grenades or anything is a problem.
Seventh's being clever here, but this could catch him off as well. He's going to get Zeus easily, but there's 2 more. Ooh, smoke would be, brilliant. Now he not only does he have the option to fall back, but he gives Sergey time to get in. They've held off the tunnels.
One thing Ence are very good at is reacting to their advantages. They know when they have good control of the map, they drop their smokes, they run the timer down, and finally they've got a chance to show us how good they are in that department. As once they get those kills, they push in towards upper B. After detecting Flamey, they know his presence towards long as well. It's a good chance to tunnel or clear. X7, great positioning, gets that first, drops the smoke, that's round done. They can still come back and win this half. So sure, it looks scary right now, but they keep all 5 alive here. That would be fantastic for them. They still have control of the B tunnels. It's Simple, Flash, and Edwards. Trying to just pull back some frags in their favor at this point. Might be able to get this one. A little bit of damage done towards X7, but Edwards got the kill now.
Pushes through, that brings it back slightly closer, but with 17 seconds, this isn't about the round at this point in time.
Well, they've got tons of money on the Na'Vi side.
That's the interesting thing, so they can justify chasing down Ence and taking guns out of their hands more so than saving. But they are still saving. That's kind of funny. $14,000 for Simple, and he still has the op held out at T-spawn.
He's just trying to deny them getting a double AWP setup, essentially. So he doesn't want to be the one hunting here. Yes, he can buy an AWP next round, but he actually helps the CTs out if he dies there. So good decision. He doesn't need the extra cash. 14,000 is absolutely fine. The max you can possibly have is 16K. It's round 10 now. Ence will try and hold on to the cash they have. Another reset would still be disastrous here. They need to start racking some rounds together. As we get into round number 10 here, Simple yet to get a kill for the door. Not going to happen this round either, it seems. Alu hasn't challenged him at all. He's still on 0 and 8. As the flashes come in, they're going to try and challenge long again. No T presence there at all. They're actually getting ready for a B contact play. They're waiting for this Molotov to go down and actually just run into the side, dry, and hit the first headshot.
Wow, okay, Zeus. Takes flame damage, finds 2, burns to a point where X7's nade gets him from the grave, but it's fine. Bomb down, sight achieved, and this will be the reset against Ence. Important that they got 4 alive last time, but they have to keep 3 up this time as well. All of these guys at long have to stay living.
And that's why we see double AWP setup so prevalent on Dust 2. It shuts down that sort of approach quite nicely. Ence don't really run the double AWP that much, but if they had one in B then, towards the window, for example, they'd be ready for that play. They have an AWP established, you can then have more presence towards middle or short. You get a couple of kills with your pull back. That's a very nice call there from Na'Vi. Just to throw a span in the works and have a nice, clean round where everyone goes in together. They managed to get the opening kills with Zeus getting both of those as well, just to note. The only player they lost was him due to the nade thrown by the second player he killed. It is going to be 8-2. It is the reset, but I guess luckily, if you want to look at it like that, Ence decide to save and they'll have 3 weapons up. They can drop a couple of rifles here, but it's far from ideal. Will they take the time out here? I think maybe one's required. The fact your AWP is having no impact whatsoever suggests that things aren't going quite right. In a map like Dust 2, well, you're likely to see all the AWPers finding plenty of frags. This is brilliant. The fact that Zeus went before, the flames went down as well. He caught the CT's grenade in their hands. They're just recovering from the fact they wanted to throw some smokes down, delay the T's even longer. They weren't expecting him to run through the flames like that.
Ariel already pushing out toward the pit. He'll hold it off. No aggression this time from Na'Vi, and it's back over toward B again. So despite not being here really at all in the first 8 rounds, the last 2, they've given it some attention, given it some thought. And again, the AWP is not there.
Same play again.
Competition. Flash was clever. It was a change to try and hold them off. Sergey only gets 1. Rotation, first one, Alexib. He's already got a flash in. That holds them off just a little bit, but Smokes on the cross. Does he dare? Does he dare? He's going to! He gets in, but Electronic shuts him down immediately. And that should be the round again, because once more, Alu and Ariel are falling off.
Ariel and Alu. Nothing to do with this round, I'm afraid, and that's great from Na'Vi. You won't see many teams actually go that sort of approach, saying, well, we did that tactic previously, why don't we do it again? It was so perfect before. But they know they haven't got that double AWP set up, so why not? Just keep pushing it. And they're finding the shots that really count. This time it's Flamey with the double upon entry. You won't see them go for the double AWP on the T side, however, but Electronic finally coming into his own. He will take down everyone in his path, and it's Ence down to $2,000 per player once again. This map is slipping out of their favor completely. They might not have to say much at all here in the first half, as here it comes. So perfect for the shots as well. Nice control towards Sergey, who was on there for a couple of kills, at the perfect position for it. Alu 0 and 9 and only $2,000 to his name. He certainly is slowed down. They're going for the mid-rush again with the USBs.
I guess might as well try it. Simple tagged up. He has an AK this time though, so he should be able to just mow them down. He finds 3. It's good enough. That's information enough. He knows the other 2 are in mid. Just keep going, boys. Finish the job. Zeus and Electronic will do exactly that. 10-2.
They'll buy again. Still not ideal. Alu can get the AWP, no armor. Electronic has the best spawn possible for long. I think he'll be thrown over the AWP and he'll go for it. So let's keep the camera on him for now and see if he can open things up. Just 2 is all about the spawns. And just to note, Ence got the double AWP set up for the first time to try and counter that B play. They have to get an AWP in that B bomb set now. It's the only way you're going to shut down those contact plays.
7 goes over. Flamey's actually already wide on the mark, by the way, as Electronic is forced off. So a bit of contact between the 2 on B. Shuffling guns. There's money no matter what at this point for Na'Vi till the end of the half. For Ence, that's a debate. entirely will be the results of this round and the next. I think everyone's touched the op now. Maybe it's good luck.
Yeah.
Blow on the dice. Electronic's gonna go very quickly. Just do the quick check. That's becoming more and more common. Quick flash. Make sure no one's behind the doors. That way you're comfortable getting up on top of the Xbox where Ariel waits. And he's not alone. Both back away, but taking the initiative elsewhere to close in on the doors. They want to lock Catwalk as best they can. It's not going to be very good, apparently, because Electronic and Simple already finding kills, and he'll go back, Electronic, drops the bomb to watch the flank. Someone's got to go get that bomb, though. They're still just waiting it out for kills. I suppose with 40 seconds, it could get a little awkward if one kill gets away from them, which it now will, but X7 unaware that Flamey was going to be down below, and Zeus shows up. Rounded control, all on Sergey. Well, it's Flamey at least, but bomb is not in his hands this time. It's already gone with Simple toward A. You gotta love it. Full HP on Edward. Take no chances. Simple Molotov's off CT, even though Sergey was well removed out toward mid doors, just to make sure he couldn't get a peek. Couldn't get there quickly, and again, it's gonna be another save to try and keep the op in play. Edwards, aware of that, starts to go.
Sergey brought up this orb to defend against that contact play. As soon as he does it, they leave the B side alone completely, of course. That is gonna be gut-wrenching for him. And now, they've definitely got the funds to justify hunting in there. He's missed the first shot. That's going to make things awkward. They know exactly where he is, and Zeus nails it with the scope. 11 frags to his name and 11-2 in favor of Na'Vi on the T side of Dust 2. $3,000 per player. This map feels like it's over, I'm afraid. I'm not really sure what I can do with this now. They haven't turned up to it. Na'Vi have played a perfect game, changing things up. And that's the thing, like, this is why we don't see Dust 2 that often. In this major especially, in the first two stages of the tournament, we barely saw it at all, because if a team gets in the zone like this, so they start running away with the cash, it's very difficult to recover on that CT side. You need the orbs, you need all your utility, and if you're not fragging hard, it can be stifling almost. As the auto sniper's at the play, he'll throw that away, I assume, before the round is over, but for now, holding strong with that weapon you don't see very often at all.
Sergey, spiral stairs, just peeking up to see if there's any headshots available. So far there's not. If he gets too much further out in the hall, Electronic and Edward are watching it, expecting some sort of push. Zeus needs to be a little bit worried though, because Sergey spotted out him. Alexi's already pushed in, and they're also attacking from Catwalk, so that's an AK down, but not yet recovered.
Now this is, now things get a bit problematic. Why Flamey still has this weapon, I'm not really sure. It's not ideal, and it could actually lead them to a round loss here.
AK has been picked up by Sergey. Edward's aware that it's missing, so they know someone's close in the tunnels. Good find. Rifle gone already. Low HP for Alexi, and does he get sprayed? Edward's just going to wait to get the clean shot rather than try and fire through the door. Probably would have liked the invitation, but Electronic finds his head as he sneaks out. Wanted to catch them off. It won't happen. 3 alive, and just 1 with an MP9 on the CT side.
It was looking a little bit scary for them at one point, but 3 versus 1 now. Alexi B going to be dropped as well. It's 12-2 on the T side of Dust 2. Ence had a chance there, and the reason we talk about the auto sniper is because you normally just buy that weapon in round number 15 or in overtime, and you can do damage to the doors. You do not want that in the mid stages. It is pretty terrible. And they're going to buy them again. This is for the T-spawn. They want to do damage to the doors and get rid of them. They're walking around the map with these weapons. Something's gone horribly wrong. We're probably going to see a kill at the start map. Let's get the hype ready. If they get it, it's going to be exciting. You can see a lot of bullets head towards middle now.
Oh, wow. Didn't even do any damage.
How? Okay. Well.
That's unbelievable.
Normally you see a kill when 4 auto snipers come out, but okay. No damage at all, apparently.
I really wish that was Neo so we could make the obvious reference.
Sure.
Smoke in, Flamey tries to fire at it. Yeah, they switch back the guns pretty quickly. Na'Vi, old tactics, but looking to be very comfortably waiting for the second half, and then the third map. Simple fires down. Flamey does get a kill. He's still trying to find it behind the door. Quieter crowd this game for obvious reasons.
Yeah, this one hasn't been as electrifying as the first, unfortunately. But still has a chance to warm up in the second half. Ence have been very strong with the comebacks. I don't think they have a chance of winning this now, but they can make the scoreline competitive. 5 versus 4, Alu will finish this half. And I think 1 kill and 13 deaths. He didn't get a single AWP frag. He got 1 USP kill. That was it.
And is this the pitch to end the dream, though? That's the question, because they've had comebacks on this stage, but they've never been completely demoralized in a single half, where in which they look so flat. This is where you really have to dig deep.
Yeah, you absolutely do. They'll probably be thinking about Mirage at this stage. 13-2 looks absolutely certain now. It's Na'Vi who have played a perfect T-side and dust to that. Nice calculated defaults, good executions, and also good contact plays as well. They really were bullying the fact that Ence weren't ready with the double AWP setup. They never really had the finances to, and when they finally did adapt, that's when they start going back towards a great fragging potential from Na'Vi, not so much from Ence. Can they get back into this in the second half? Well, you're gonna have to find out after this break.
Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. And I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall.
Well, the best part of what have happened in that half for Ence was the part I must have missed, because it's 13-2. I suppose if you really want to clutch at something, you could say the 4 kills for Aerial in the first gun round, but it didn't really go much further than that. And in fact, no one on Ence has double digits.
I thought at that moment, that's when they'd get on their feet and start showing us what they're made of. Their CT side on train was so fantastic. We were hoping to see more of it. But if anything, it was very, very disappointing. They couldn't get going at all, and Na'Vi were just toying with them towards the end. Auto snipers and all. We'll see if they can close out the game with a pistol here. In terms of Ence's T-set approach, he had 4 players in the B tunnels right now, and Edward really got a pistol ace on train with the USP. This time they're down to 8 HP.
He's weakened considerably, but that brings in Flamey. You want to talk about pistol aces? He got 2 on Inferno, the first player ever to find 2 aces in a single match. It was on both pistol rounds.
Well, that's going to be the bomb recovered at least, but 2 kills given away. They have 1 flash remaining here, and Simple is ready and lower. Nice shoulder bait from Alexi B to at least keep himself alive. But there's almost no way they can win this. Aloe has to do something unbelievable.
Trying to get the headshots toward the ramp. Spotted Electronic, but...
Oh,
no,
right.
Flamey.
Okay.
Flamey wants to go for more. If you got 5 in one pistol round, he wants 6 this time, but he won't because Edward and Simple get the kills instead, and Flamey will make up for it. He'll find Alu 14-2. This will be Ence's toughest challenge yet on this stage. It's been rainbows and butterflies, but now it's a bit of a struggle. Even if this game is lost, you have to regroup. You have to pick yourself up backstage and recover immediately, because otherwise this tournament's over.
Yeah, this is where they'll really be tested. You're absolutely right there. They're going to be gutted after this one. Morale's going to be low. They need to remember they've won the first map. Mirage is a decent pick for them, and they can pull this one back. But it's difficult to actually put it into practice. Very easy to say. As we'll see them force by here, they kind of have to now. Can't let it go 15-2. Deagles, couple of scouts as Na'Vi look to close this out very quickly indeed. Nice shot.
Wow. Absolute precision as he stopped on a dime. Shot on the AUG. Zeus accidentally bumps the smoke, so it won't cover the door completely. Flamey's aware of it and tries to go back out. They're going to be trying to sneak through the edge of that smoke, and rightfully so. Alexi takes advantage of the incidental body block, shall we say, from Zeus to punish him.
Do have a slight chance here now. They have smoke to get themselves towards the site, but here's Simple. He's got the scout on the A-bomb site here. Smoke will be deployed towards CT spawn. If he hits one of these shots, they might be absolutely done for here. He won't, so they have a fighting chance with Electronic. The key rifle is for Na'Vi, only good for 1. Takes area down to 2 HP. 3 versus 2 now as the bomb's planted.
Alu swings back across, takes advantage of the smoke, wants to separate himself from the bomb and use that range to his advantage. Aerial is low HP, but he's sacrificial. All he's serving to do is make sure no one's going to sneak through long and catch off Alu, but as we can tell, response from Ence to win out second round means save already for Edward and Flamey. So they'll keep this game alive. I think this would even, if they could pull this back, would even beat that against Team Liquid on Inferno.
That definitely would be.
Just going to say it now so we can look back on this if it happens.
Just in case.
Just in case.
There's always a chance.
Otherwise, just forget I ever said that.
Well, we'll see. Next round will be telling, absolutely. I'm not sure whether Na'Vi will buy into it. They have got 2 orcs saved. Good work from Aerial. Like we said, I don't think they can win the map, but if they can at least bring it back to a reasonable scoreline, that would be worth it. Simple looking a little bit frustrated there, missing a couple of scout shots. Just 1 kill would have been enough, I think, to win the round, but fortunately for him, it doesn't work out. And they're going to force buy. Interesting. We did have 2 orgs, so I suppose it's worth it, but this massive scoreline, you might be better off waiting for a chance to close it out. But here we go. Mid-picks coming in. No damage done just yet. Simple. Dangerously close to his target as he goes in for seconds. Still no damage done, and he'll fall back.
Aerial just waiting patiently to get back through the door as well. Flamey spots out 1 shoulder damage done to Sergey, who got away from the AUG. Keep that in mind as well. You save 2 AUGs. You don't have a lot of utility. The AUG's can allow you to hold angles you previously couldn't, so it does offset some of that slightly.
Very powerful weapon. Round 18 and mid-control established for Ence. Edward aware of that, flashes through for his teammate Flamey. He goes through the smoke and spawn. It leads to his demise though. That's the opening pick now for Ence, but Aerial and Sergey have been tagged. And Edward will answer back. This time it's Ence who give up the frag for 3 towards B. Nice work for Alexi though. Wall bang through the door, but Simple's here.
There, but he's not now. Sergey's got him down. Edward's picked up the other AUG though, and he still holds the door. Zeus is struck immediately from Catwalk, and it's on to Aerial. He's alone in the B site for now. He's not aware of it, and he's going to take his time because he knows the rotation's going to go toward the window. In fact, Zeus goes back up Catwalk. They aren't convinced that he's over toward B. So the AUG finds 3 in the hands of Edward, and he was not one of the ones originally holding it, so good rotation. Aerial, though, wants to go straight on with him. Looks at it, finds the headshot. AK still prevails.
Oh, here we go then. Zeus has won plenty of clutches here today, especially on train. He has the advantage. Aerial's an 18 HP, but the Molotov down will buy him some time. He's trying to cross over. Zeus doesn't see him. It's the incandescence of the flames that keeps him alive there. And does he know he's crossed over? Seems to have a hunch at least. He has a Molotov, can use that towards the back of the bomb site. He's running out of time though.
just over top of the box. Time not a factor anymore. He's got a kid, he's on it. It's 15-3. Navi's 1 round away from tying this series. We go to Mirage next, just to note. That'll be a bit more explosive, I have a feeling. This one was a bit underwhelming, but Alu, we can big him up as much as we want. Hasn't really been firing, in fact, at all. He's got 1 kill, 15 deaths, but if he turns things around on Mirage, we've got a game.
Well, remember what he did on Train as well. He's not like he's having a bad day today, it's a bad map. And with a scoreline like this, you're just going to forget about it and move on. You've already got a map under your belt. It's the 3rd map. You had to win 2 anyway. And they'll buy up what they can. It's actually not too bad. They're the 3 AKs, Scout and UMP. But at this point, just waiting for Na'Vi to close it out. It's going to be X7 with the opening frag, though. Nice position, but Electronic with a better shot. He'll go down to 23 HP and somehow wins the duel at range of the FAMAS.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. FAMAS is the least used of the rifles on the CT side now, certainly. Simple, flaming. Aerial, gone. Alu, the only one left, 1 on 4. Pack it up. Ship it to Mirage. And again, this is where the challenge is for Ence. It's not what happens in the server right now, it's what happens outside of it between the maps. Because they've got to regroup. 16-3, Na'Vi back on level footing. And they send an absolute warning shot for map 3.
We talked about how calm Ence looked on Train. That's because obviously things are going in their favor. They were competitive on the map. They looked rock solid. They come into this one and they've been stunned. They weren't expecting this response coming in from Na'Vi, and what a response it is. It's Na'Vi with perfect T-side there, looking very, very confident, and it bodes well for them making it to the grand final. It's Mirage next though, Matt, and everyone plays that map, but right now Na'Vi have the edge.
Certainly do. And again, is this the pinch that ends the dream? Can Ence recover at all? Aerial, the only one that made double digits, hit 13 kills in the end. No one else got anything rolling. Na'Vi had them beat at every single position. Simple ends with 18, and that's exactly what you want from him. We'll take a break again, join the analysts. But it's all to play for. It's not done yet for Ence.
Champions of ESL 1 Cologne.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the Cathedral of Counter-Strike.
Think you've seen it all?
Are you ready to be a part of Counter-Strike history?
ESL 1 returns to Cologne in 2019.
Are you searching for a better Counter-Strike experience all in one place? Compete for over $1 million in PUG and League prizes all on one platform. Track and share your performance with our advanced stats pages. Frag out and rank up on the industry-leading anti-cheat. Sign up for ESEA today.
All eyes are on you. So give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.
Prepare for combat. Go forth and conquer.
been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
Brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Betway, and Pay Safeguard.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters, coming to you live from Katowice. I am here in the packed out Spodek Arena, and I found myself just a couple of Ence fans, and they've been giving me a lesson in how to correctly say this Finnish powerhouse's name. Janwi, you've been teaching me the ropes. How are we cheering for Ence today?
In Finland, we say Ence, but Ence is okay as well.
But I want to say it right. You need to teach me the Finnish way. Guys, should we have a practice? Should we do some chanting? Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Ence! 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 Ence!
I can feel the force right now, and I think these guys are a huge part of what is giving Ence the charge that they need to go into this final map on Mirage. But why do you think that they've gathered such a huge audience, Janwi?
I don't know. The guys are very likable, the whole Finnish team, and yeah, Finnish people like to support other Finnish people here.
And they've been so supportive, actually, of some of the other teams as well when Ence haven't been playing. The question is, guys, what do you think the result's going to be? Well, I know what these guys think, but what do you guys think on the desk?
I think I'm going to struggle to call him Ence, but I mean, we need to talk about this map. Thank you so much there, Frankie. Well, nothing makes sense. This is the semi-finals after all, and Counter-Strike has its fair share of surprises. Ence go from looking fantastic on train, looking like the team truly better in the server, to go into Dust 2, high expectations and nothing to show from it. Sean, Chad, let's talk about this one.
That's a 9-map streak that's been snapped, huh?
Yeah, so nine consecutive maps.
And now that's the first one they've lost since they were down a map to big, and they were down 0-7 on that train game. Since then, it's just been all green. So this is the first time Ence have had to deal with defeat in quite some time, and it was handed to them, right? They just got absolutely destroyed. They were bullied all across the map. It didn't really feel like rounds were even competitive. They were getting absolutely destroyed, and Alu was nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Just 16 damage a round.
That's what's so strange, is this is the same player, of course, just dominating on train and winning very risky rounds. We're praising him for this brazen style of Counter-Strike and how it was being rewarded. I guess this is the other side of the coin, is that this is still Na'Vi you're going up against. A bit of a brisk reminder.
Look, he was pushed around the map, right? The utility usage from Na'Vi was fantastic on their T side. Every angle that he was holding, he was pushed off of. And there was even a round where he had been pushed off short, had swung back towards middle. He's come for a repeat of a duel, gets flashed back, and now they have 3 players towards B. Simple comes out mid, kills everybody. They still lose the round on a mid to B with 3 players on that side. So just nothing went right for Ence in that game. That's what we call a spanking.
There was just so many double entries coming out of Na'Vi, whether it be on Catwalk, at B, Outlong, it didn't matter. They were winning all of the entry duels. The one exception being that 4K that you saw Aerial hold on Catwalk, which honestly is quite lucky having an M4A1 that close range. So
standing on short.
Not much worked for Ence's game. None of their star players really showed up. It was the exact opposite of the first map. But similarly, Na'Vi won both pistols yet again.
Yeah. A pistol round. I think, yeah, if you're having a team talk backstage now, I think pistol round's probably the first thing the coach is going to shout at them.
Well, that's one of the hardest rounds, right? To just say, hey, can we just win this round? Because they're the coin toss round, right? It's 50-50. You don't know what approach is going to come in here. Sure, it's even playing field in that one. But we spoke about that B bomb site getting exploited, Alex.
You got something for me?
Yeah, I do, because Hellraisers did a similar thing, and we can take a look at it. Na'Vi took a page out of their strat book. So first of all, I want to show you the utility usage from Ence. So we're going to play this one out. Sergey, he's going to throw a Molotov from window, and he's going to follow that up with a HE to slow anybody down if they want to rush. Now, we're going to go over to a camera where we can see the whole bomb site any second. Now, what I want to point out is how good this setup actually is to stop a B rush. You don't have any eyes on middle. You have 2 players close B. You should be ready to stop a rush at any point. You've got your eyes on straight on towards dark. This player can swing at any given time. He's looking towards middle, and if it's a mid to B, then Sergey can also jump up window and look to mid to B as well. So they have a good setup here early in the round to stop exactly this. But they didn't learn their lesson against Hellraisers. Let's play this out. You can see, as they enter through the tunnels, the Molotov's still there. Na'Vi don't respect the utility. They run in, Zeus gets 2 massive kills, and you could even see it from their side of things. Zeus sees the Molotov comes down, knows he can be more noisy in this regard. He's going to entry frag. He's giving his life away to be traded off of. Doesn't need to happen because he's playing out of his mind. 2 huge kills. That's the round done. When the round finishes in that regard, you're feeling like you have to save instantly.
But we've seen Edward and Zeus, 2 of the players that, when we talk about firepower in Na'Vi, we list the other 3 names.
Yeah.
We also outlined that, of course, Zeus is leadership and Edward the support player that could and has for years upon years. Both of them towards the top of the scoreboard and with impact as well.
Yeah, I mean, the clip Chad just showed, the star player Sergey is holding the tunnel angle with an AUG, and Zeus just deletes it.
Yeah.
That was insane.
It really was. It really was. And I think I'd love to keep talking about this, but we have another map to go. Dust 2 did go the way of Na'Vi, and up next is Mirage. We're going to be seeing how this one shapes up, gents. So let's talk about it. Now, Mirage is a map that everyone is thinking this looks good for Na'Vi. Can you explain why?
Yeah, I mean, Simple's just so good at rotating around. Honestly, he's good at backing Zeus up in the B site when B hits occur. He's very good at being at ticket when A hits occur. He's good at reading where hits are happening, and he's always at the right sites, which helps them a lot.
They can get a little trigger happy, and I know it was just over there, Alex, but I want to throw this one in for everybody if we can. Can we do it?
Make it quick.
All right, I can make it quick, because this is an example of when they try and help Zeus over towards this B bomb site and it all goes wrong. So you can see the setup right here. We can see that it's ready to throw B execute smoke. Flamey's actually AWPing deep B and Zeus is towards Cat, but they're trigger happy. So they rotate. Simple's rotated. Edward played quite aggressively, and he died just here. Now this round is going to go to Vitality, but you can see how quick they rotate to help Zeus, and that could be a problem.
So you're suggesting that the weakness you could exploit is that you're expecting other teams to try and exploit Zeus.
Yes.
That's, I mean, we're playing 4D chess for sure.
Well, Ence have fast anti-ecos over towards that B bomb site. They do those exact same smokes on the run, and they actually attack that bomb site a lot. But I actually feel that Electronic over towards A is going to have a lot of work to do on his hands, because we've seen Ence with some fast A strategies, especially in their last series, and Electronic has been having an average series. He needs to put up some big numbers if Na'Vi want to take this one.
Something that I saw, in particular, Ence do against Liquid was they ran out A before the smokes were even thrown. So it's an A execute, but they're out of ramp before the smokes even come over the wall. But they're exploding as, you know, they're crossing sandwich. So it's a very explosive shot to deal with, and you don't have time to counter nade.
And a good sign for Ence is that Ariel's having a good game. If I remember rightly on that Mirage game, he did a fantastic job of entering into that bomb site. So you need to be gun on if you're the players from Na'Vi. You need to be ready. You can't be playing the smoke molly defense, because if you do that and they run out like Sean's saying, you're caught with a nade in your hand, and that's the round gone.
Yeah, and Aloe, of course. I mean, it goes without saying. We need train Aloe. We don't need Dust 2 Aloe if you want a chance to make an impact here. Wow, this is really happening. Ence Na'Vi, one single map to determine it. Who do you have for this, guys? I mean, I'm forcing an answer out of you now.
I'm the big bad wolf. I'm sticking with Na'Vi. That's where I was in the beginning. I just think they're a classier squad overall, and their individuals know how to, you know, get it done.
Okay, and Sean?
I have to side towards Na'Vi because, yeah, it's so difficult to deal with Simple on that CT side. I know that Ence has a lot of success towards that A site, though, so it's kind of on Electronic to have a big game here.
Electronic has to be the stalwart champion on the CT side of Mirage. Ence, they've got their fair share of tricks up their sleeve. Have they been able to dust off Dust? That's another question we'll be keeping our eyes on. This is a team that we have praised for being able to come back, though, from deficits. Let's not forget their run. They were 0-7 down, one map down, and they managed to overcome big. Then go on an 8-map win spree to the semi-finals. They have truly dominated their way to the semi-finals, now humbled on Dust 2. Mirage, our final map. It comes down to this. Thousands of fans in the stands, hundreds of thousands at home. One map, one chance, and two teams about to duke it out. They lock horns on Mirage. It's time to get in. One final map of our first semi-final here in Katowice.
And is that trophy just a distant mirage for Ence? Have they been dreaming this whole time? Or is there a very real possibility that they'll play in the final tomorrow? It is all now for Na'Vi, for Ence, and we do it on Mirage.
We certainly do. We'll kick things off. Ence down on the T side here, and Edward, he's hunting for information here, looking towards the underpass for now. On the T side, they have two smokes and a Molotov, and currently holding up at any of these pushes from the CTs. Edward spots one, no damage exchanged. And he'll fall back at least for a little bit towards that connector, but he's willing to challenge again considering he's got the USP. Bomb sits towards the A side of the map, and Sergey's in the Palace. He's getting right to the mouth of that position. Does he want to go any further?
Very passive on A. It's going to be a retake game. Simple's the only one there, has no utility, no kit. In fact, Zeus has gone for utility. He also doesn't have the kit, so there isn't one for Na'Vi. Interesting that they play so passively on A without one. Retake will be a problem. Flamey seemingly lives up to his name and somehow gets across them without taking too much damage. He only goes down to 86. Zeus, defensive smoke early. Is it though? Might be perfect time because it's forced them back out toward middle. That's where Flamey catches one through the window. He also realizes X7 wants in from connector. And with damage coming from far, bullets landing from Palace, he's aware that there's one in the doorway, but he's not aware that they're already through the window behind him. Alexi's got Simple. This is a much better start for the Finns this time.
Great approach, and then that player towards the window as well. There's times it to perfection. Ariel with one frag already, but he can't find the second. 3 versus 2 now. No kits available for now, at least. There might be one on the floor for them, as Zeus will try and find a low HP X7.
There isn't. They didn't buy one. Zeus went for the utility, so they've got to go for time again. It was very passive on A without the final piece of equipment you really want to use in these situations, and in fact, they're just going to bail out now. They'll keep the armor, they'll keep flash. They don't want to give anything further away to Ence to build up their bank. And it goes already their way. 1-0 start, T-side. It's exactly what they need. And it comes from 3 kills spread out across 3 players. Alexi goes down with the bomb. He won't mind, not one bit.
So Electronic, the fact he saves that suggests they are going to buy into this second round. Na'Vi have been doing this a lot throughout this tournament. They like to get the Deagles and Scouts out. They like to cause impact. And we'll see if it's enough to win this round. Number 2 coming in. Ence will be aware of that, and you would assume they're going to present another slow default here. Is there a Scout for Simple? Perhaps he has $2,000, goes for the Deagle. No armor, so he's looking at the bigger picture now. Can't be as stuck in as the others, but still with one Deagle, he's still able to find headshots. So he just needs to position himself a little bit more passively. And we on towards our balcony, towards Palace. 4 players for Ence outside the A bomb site. X7 watching for flanks from the B apartments and indeed top of middle. They'll hold up and see if they can get any sort of read on the situation first. They do not have to overcommit here. They want to use all their grenades when they finally do head towards the A side, which looks likely right now. And Alu, nice position. Just having a look towards the bomb site and see if he can get anyone spotted.
Deagle open position. 1 up, 1 down, both turn now, but X7 gets the shot immediately to Edward, and Flamey can't do anything about it. So 1 and done, they back off over toward A instead. Electronic to try and hold. Simple hopes desperately that they will not look in his direction. But he's got to be careful at the door. He wants them to walk in A main, but Sergey could just walk out and take him down. In fact, look at Ariel. He's still looking into the corner, still from Sandwich. Simple again. Similarly, this time not blind to how fast he was on Train and Ivy. He hits a shot before they can even get one in his direction. In return, it may not matter, just as it didn't in that round, because Ariel gets Zeus. Bomb to go down, Flamey. And from App away.
Couldn't really ask for more from Ence in that particular round. They were disciplined, they were methodical, they held up, and so they got a bit of information. They commit towards that A side. Sure, Simple gets a crazy 1D. That's always going to happen. You can't really do much to avoid that. But that's all they give away, and that's absolutely fine. That was a force buy from Na'Vi as well. This actually leads to a 3-0 lead. Ence are comfortable in this round, and they're hunting for the final player. They don't necessarily have to find him. He'll have Deagle Arm in the next round. That's not a big deal, really. The rest of them, though, can't afford much at all. Simple didn't fully invest, as we mentioned. So we'll take another Rico and look to get the AWP out in the 4th round. Flamey will survive, and Ence will keep 4 up as well. 3 kills for Ariel. Really impressive performance from him on the T side of Train. Managed to close that one out. Dust 2 was a completely different affair. No one stood out on the Ence side whatsoever. A 3-0 pretty much locked in at this point. Here's a replay of Ariel looking so calm with the AK. Great stuff from him.
It's more like it. He was the only player that had a round really dominated.
Indeed.
With the 4 kills on Cat. He finished on 13 kills. So at least there was some, I guess you could call it, consistency in his performance, given that no one else was fragging. If he can keep going this map as well, and if Ence can continue forward with the momentum. Fantastic position. Knowing well there won't be weapons. They leave the bomb in spawn. And they'll play for picks, wait for a response from Na'Vi. Utility toward A. 2 default smokes on jungle and stairs. No one's gone back for the bomb yet. In fact, I might want to consider doing it because Ariel and X7 want to take connector instead. Sergey's going to go. He'll be the one. Damage on to Simple. He goes down to 14. But he also thwarts them. Zeus. Did X7, he got there. X7 watches it, but he's late. He doesn't know that Zeus is out. They're not gonna have any idea that he's sneaking in behind them. I don't think he's gonna get there in time though, because they're already on top of the site. Electronic and Flamey are gonna have to do something to delay the bomb plant to give Zeus any chance, so that's why Electronic decides to go aggressive. And Zeus goes toward Palace. Alu's sitting immediately in front of him at the doorway. Bomb is still not down. If he can get a gun from this, it could be everything. He gets caught off though. Only one. Electronic found one on the other side, but Ariel now holds off on the vents. And any threat that once materialized is now diminished because it's bomb and smoke in the way.
Na'Vi are always going to be dangerous in any and every round, to be honest, and they won't be winning this one, but they've made it expensive. You are right, there's a chance they can pull this one back, but that should settle things down. Electronic without the kit probably has no chance here, unless he gets a quick one there.
It's going to be tight. 10 seconds, I think he's got this.
I think you might be right.
He's going to pull it off. That's unbelievable. They actually did get it back, and it wasn't on the flank. Electronic with 3 kills. Oh, this is still tight, but he's just barely got it.
That's insane. Essentially a full eco. I didn't think he'd challenge that. You know he hasn't got a kit there. You just got to hold that corner and just time it out, but nerves setting in. It's a great play from Na'Vi. The Zeus flank, I thought, wouldn't bloom to much at all, but it's a round where they're full eco. They managed to post their first on the board. That's massive for Na'Vi. My goodness, Ence. They still have enough for a buy, but still, that's crushing for them.
And the quiet detail, just the aggression while they were waiting for Zeus on the flank. If they had conceded and fallen back and said, all right, we'll just play a retake, the bomb would have gone down way sooner. They would have had no chance on it. They bought themselves time.
Unbelievable. Simple. AWP, they've got plenty of cash now after winning an eco, remember. AKs across the board for Ence. Can they keep their heads up here? Good grenade does decent damage. They're going to push quickly towards B, but the incendiary pushes them back, actually. They had all 4 players ready and waiting to go in towards the site. They had Alu watching their flanks in middle. Now they've got to have a change of plan. Well, that was going to work out. That's okay, I guess. Actually blocks off connector, protects him, but not what he wanted.
In some ways it works, in others not so much, because they still get middle comfortably. He's not able to funnel them out of the stairwell and catch them with the weapon. Butterfly to a net. It's Electronic up on top of Ticket, who will watch back down in a similar position. And Edward has to consider, by not being able to see at the bottom of the window, by not having that Molotov placed correctly, that they could be getting inside of mid. They could be boosting, and he's read it correctly. Could give them a 2-man advantage as well. The AWP from Simple slides in, and he knew exactly where he was. Thank you for the information, Edward. But can he get back over in time? Zeus and Flamey, 2 versus 3. Chance that still falls apart, but not with the bomb falling down over the balcony. 30 seconds to go, and Zeus, he'll just buy his time. Swing out wide, take away Sergey's aim, and allow Flamey to close.
There we have it. Na'Vi managed to win the full eco and the follow-up round as well. It's Ence. They tried to go towards the B bomb site, held off by the incendiary. Fell back, didn't really get much information at all. The time was running out, had to commit towards B, and Zeus and Flamey ready and waiting, gun them down. No plan comes through, and they're left at $2,000 per player on the T side. Currently 2-2. They're going to have to eco here, though. Ence about to lose the lead. They had the 3-0 locked in map. They should have got it. Now this is where they'll really be tested. 3rd map, the best of 3 in the semi-final here at the Major. You've given up some disastrous rounds, and now they need to find something in the tank. Keep their heads up. Very early days here, but not the start they were looking for after winning the pistol. Nothing purchased just yet. I assume they'll get nothing more than a Deagle or 2. XCB with the Smoke Deagle combo takes himself down to $2,000. Had a little bit more money than his teammates. He spends $1,000 there. And they'll send 5 players towards A. They'll smoke towards jungle and steps or CT spawn. Flash over. See if they can get a plant down. And luckily for them, I say luckily, Electronic's on the other side, but he is alone.
He's not alone for long because he's already taken down 2. He's got lots of friends. He's welcomed them to the party. They walk in and take the invitation cleanly, and he's still behind the triple. He can still swing around. Simple's arrived on the case, so is Edwards, so is Electronic. Clean round, Na'Vi, and efficient from Electronic the whole time.
3 kills. Electronic with the AK-47. He was quiet on the first map, finished with 13 kills overall, but this is quite a scary prospect. He's warming up, and he's looking sharp, and it's going to be Na'Vi taking the lead 3-2. Money's starting to stabilize, but I say that with bated breath because Alu can't even afford an AK-47. He's gone for Galil armor instead with the utility. Suggests the fact he's got that, they'll go for another set piece here, but it's going to be a default to kick things off as he heads towards middle. Can't really challenge towards the window area with just that Galil. Here comes the smoke and incendiary combo. We've seen this a lot recently as Flamey negates the flashbangs and takes Aerial down before anyone's spotted. That's fantastic.
Wow, that's commitment to the utility as well. He forced his hand to get them out on top of it. Electronic still holding same position this time. He won't have quite the same success. X7, he's chased down, Simple, caught off guard. He fired a shot on the off. Alu's still in this on 1 HP. and he'll rotate back around. He only has a Galil to work with. X7 has it all to do himself inside the site. Nade puts him on to 24. It's Zeus that has to win this back. Both on red. Zeus has already thrown the damage-dealing nades. Watch that scope, though. He can't see to the right side. They step back to the left. He absolutely can. Low HP. And Zeus, he'll collect one more for Na'Vi to make it 4 total.
I'm surprised they commit to that so much. I see what they're trying to do, that the plant is going down. His teammates trying to back him up. They're both exposed. They're both trying to challenge him. The timing was off, and Zeus wins another 2 versus 1. That's pretty remarkable. He's done it again, and they go up 4-2. Lost bonus, racking up heavily with a bomb down. They're at 4th stage, but still, they don't have enough for a full buy here. They're all around $4,000, some of them just under, and they're going for Mac 10s on their partial buy here. So 3 of those for now. Alu 1 and 6 again. He's been absent for the second map, and now the start of this one. He does his best work on the CD side of this map, but it's worrying for him. Needs to try and find some form. His teammates need him. He's the veteran of this squad. Needs to lead them to success as they go for a rush B with these Mac 10s.
Zeus flashed. Collected the wall, trying to back off. He's in the open. He's caught off. Nothing he could do at that point. The anchor. Bold from Edward to get back up on top of the window. Electronics already canceled off as well. Tons of utility tagged up, locked inside of the fire. He still waits. Simple. Haven't seen much from him yet. Resounding to report, but now we get something going. Flamey!
Oh, what?
Oh, that's all over the place. Forces the hand of Simple, who has to jump through and try and make amends with the loss, and he can't do it. Edward's gonna back out, and Ence, they're gonna steal around, all by exploiting Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus had to get at least one there. You don't really see a partial buy with 3 Mac 10s too often, let alone working out so effectively. And usually you have one player on the B side, especially if you're investigating towards middle with aggression and things like that. Zeus can be known to drop down with nothing at all, and they're trying to exploit that fact. They get in and somehow duel out the rifles with Mac 10s there, especially that kill towards short towards Flamey. That was strange. Thought he had that for days. He lost control of the spray, and Ence claw around back. Alu has the AWP now. This has to be the start of something great for them. They win out essentially an eco there. Remember, it's just a partial buy. They have plenty of cash now. Even after all the reinvestments, they have around 3K per player. If they win this round, they break the finances of Na'Vi as well. This map is warming up. It's not going to be a one-sided affair. Hopefully we go the full distance and see who can hold their own. As Simple will be naded down to 35 HP. He gets a double kill. He has the audacity to stick around, and it pays off for him. Flamey chimes in with the third. A 5 versus 2 out of nowhere.
Unreal that Simple's found 2 of those already in this series. And it's been on the 2 close maps as well. Got one on train, this one even more impressive because it's against guns, and it's going to leave Ence with very little to work with. Sergey will try and get back up toward the top of mid to get the bomb at this point. That's priority number 1. And there's a minute in the round. That's all they've got to work with. 5 HP as well for X7. Simple wants more.
Of course he does.
All he's got to do, though, is keep firing speculative shots, because here we go. Edwards!
Hate to see that, man.
Oh, you do, because now it's only a 1-man advantage. It's not out of the realms of possibility to see them turn this around. Again, first priority, get the bomb. Sergey goes beyond it. To protect his teammates, Simple is being dynamic as ever. He's got the angle as well. Watch Sergey, because he's going to walk straight into it. Simple, he'll shut it down himself. Even if Edward couldn't finish the flank, Simple will do it all. X7's opened up the A site, though. He's wide open here. Flamey's over with Simple on B, so a bomb plant certainly is a possibility. Simple wants to get the op to catch him. Is X7 going to try and completely catch them off?
No, he was trying to see if anyone's rotating through spawn and just give himself an advantage, but he's done that already. 1 versus 1 against the orb. HP no longer a factor. He can actually win this round. It doesn't connect. He'll have to plant.
He's got to go, though, Simple. He's got the gun back up. Simple's close enough. Low HP. Pistol holds it off.
Fair play. That one miss from Edward almost leads to absolute disaster for Na'Vi. Simple has to win out. He stays on 35 HP the entire round, gets 4 kills in total. That's insane. Edward has got to be breathing a sigh of relief there. The fact that round almost fell apart due to a whiff of the AUG. This was wonderful, though. Simple getting it done. Gets him over the finish line of this round just about. So tense. You can see what it means to him. Desperate to get in that grand final. They have a 5-3 lead on the CT side for now. They take the timeout. Maybe just to calm down. That was a bit of a scary round.
Yeah. Something I had a discussion with about manager from Team Liquid this week. They brought in psychologists who talked about positive tilt as well, that you get too caught up in the positive emotions. You start to be a little bit too aggressive, you push too much, you get caught off.
It's a good point. That definitely exists. I can confirm. If teams start finding too much success, like we saw Flamey with the auto sniper, for example. He's in mid-rounds with that weapon. He's getting caught up in the romance of it all. He thought, oh, we're doing such a great job. He doesn't realize if you lose one round, that's enough to let these world-class teams back in. You've got to be calm and not get caught up in the emotion of it all. Round 9. We'll see Simple back on the AWP, but that round cost them way too much. Ence have more than enough to purchase here as he opts out for Aloe again, but he's still 1-8.
Yeah, Flamey's going to try and go aggressive again once more. Last time he was able to get one with an incendiary at this point. A little bit more utility thrown his direction, but he'll hold the bottom of mid, including the underpass. We've not seen the standard default of putting players in there all too often. He gets Aloe. I thought he could potentially see the feet from Alexi as well. He'll drop down. They know he's there. Where's the bailout? What's the contingency plan? Because Edward gets back up toward Catwalk. Molotov's going to force the hands. They've got the kill? Yes, they have. Flamey, he finds the one at the end of the tunnel, so even with the flames behind him, there's nowhere that he needs to run and hide. He can fight his way out, and 5 stay alive.
Crisis averted due to that fact. Yes, it came down to 1v1 before, but now you know you've actually taken the money of Ence down to nothing. You've kept 5 alive. Your money's going to recover. So there goes 6-3 up, presumably 7, but we said that before, and that's when Na'Vi actually won the full eco round. On the T side, though, it's a little bit more difficult to make those rounds work. You need a bit of utility. You need some firepower. The Glock's simply not enough. And they'll have PD-50s, 1 Deagle, no grenades, no armor. Shouldn't be any trouble here for Na'Vi, who are getting closer and closer to their first team in the grand final.
But still a long way to go. We know that Ence has pulled back in 2 different games on this stage, 1 in this series, when you consider they were down 7-2 on Train, but also against Liquid on Inferno to take that to overtime after sitting on 15-8, or 8-15 to be technically correct. So Zeus again toward B. Flamey's been a lot closer since the round they lost to the SMGs when he was overrun, flashed off, caught in the open. And he certainly will stay there with the AK this time. Edward once more is down at the bottom side of middle. He'll back off toward connector. Alexi heads in the other pass, though, and Edward once more. Sprays a loss of ammo. Fortunate that Alu wasn't in a faster position to catch him off.
At this point, Na'Vi don't have to do anything. They can just hold up and wait for the kills to come to them, and that's exactly what they're doing. Simple even falls back after finding his first pick at the round. It's 5-on-3. Electronic, when he's got the AK in his hand, it's dangerous. It's beautiful to watch, but horrible to witness if you're an Ence fan. 7-3, they drop 1 player, that's going to be Simple going down, but they recover the AWP, that's fine. I don't see Na'Vi going for a double AWP setup here. We have seen in this tournament that Zeus picked up the secondary AWP on this map. Now that's absolutely fine because, as we said, he's a player that's focused in that B bomb site. He's considered the weak link of the team in terms of the fragging department. Get him an AWP, he can hold a deeper angle, get earlier calls, and potentially get a nice early kill before. So you might see that come into the fray, but for now, 1 AWP, 2 AKs, 2 AUGs.
Off this time over toward A ramp. Electronic potential to get aggressive as well. Meanwhile, Alexi has already done that inside of middle. They've got connector. Now they almost have to take A ramp. Simple. He'll push the AWP all the way down. Meanwhile, Alu, he waits. He's just going to catch them off. Simple holds. He's got bomb though. Simple's got bomb. He's turned it around. He's got Alexi as well. He's doing this alone. He has to get an ace to win this round. 2 already, but he's got the 1 ingredient that he needs. And he's got smoke that he put on top of it. He's well aware of the fact they'll rotate in behind him. As Simple waits 1:14. Anticipation will build the entire time.
It's such an awkward angle to get that smoke down as well.
They'll back for it. 2, and they're going to time this. He's got to be perfect. He won't be. Sergey's got it back. Alu was on the corner. It was almost impossible. Simple walked right into the trap. If he stayed high and forced them out a little further, maybe. but that was a big ask.
He needed the bomb to be a little bit deeper so he could actually have full vision. If he dropped the smoke on top of the bomb, they could just grab it. He couldn't smoke behind them. There's no angle to actually block off all the points of entry. He did what he could there. If he wins that round, my God, it could be over. You're not recovering from that, but well played by Ence. Great fast approach here. Aerial, he said, you know what? I'm going to just go blast him into that A bomb site, but Simple reacts to it, pushes towards the A ramp, gets the bomb somehow, but all is recovered. Plenty of cash on the Na'Vi side. They get another buy in here, but this is starting to run dry. And they have got the double orb setup. This time in Flamey, not Zeus, as we mentioned before. So that's more traditional for Na'Vi.
Yeah, Flamey's still over on that site with them. Electronic, good nade. Land on top of X7, but he's welcoming it because he's firing back the other way. Electronic down and Aerial already in towards CT. Looked away, he was waiting for a flash. There was none. Zeus gets a free kill. As the smoke will dissipate. Simple will get his vision back. He can start to instigate with the AWP. He's still considering the fact that they could be at the bottom side of the middle. Flamey and Edward are there now with the rifles, and he'll go aggressive. Spotted out. He knows that was on the shadow. Topside balcony, catches him off. Sergey's got the kill, but they're on it. They're holding it. They're holding it. Flamey's got Sergey. They have to get off, though, because they've lost track of X7, and he alone might have done enough. They pulled the bomb away, but Zeus again. He's gone for the AWP in this situation. Backs away, he doesn't have time. He doesn't have time for the kit. He's going to get out, so it's Alu to win it just by being there.
You're right to question it, though. He has won an unspeakable amount of 2 versus 1s in this series so far. We don't usually say that too often about it. He actually got his first 2v1 coming into this major. At a major event, I should say. But that time didn't really have enough to work with to justify even going for the defuse there. X7, again with the faster approach. Comes down to a 1 versus 1, but they win out the round. They need to avoid the reset here. There's Alu. We have been talking about his low performance the last 2 maps, but it's justified, I'm afraid. He is 2-10 right now. At XCB, 3-9. Some holes to be plugged, but for now it's okay. The scoreline, not that devastating. 7-5. Ence will have the orb once again. Na'Vi are forced into this. We can see 2 players with the pistols. That's going to be Flamey and Electronic.
Simple's going to rotate, and I was going to suggest this might be an option to try and get the op back over toward B, but also that he's not really been inside of his sight at all. And if they know that the op was saved, it might be the safest of bets to try and avoid it, but smartly for now, they'll stay in the default. They'll try and figure that out. They'll send X7 in as the investigator, the detective. He's still in the B site, Simple. Problem is that if they get connector as they are now, they overwhelm Electronic. Edward, don't think they're going to be heading that direction. Simple's on his horse. He wants to get on catwalk. He wants to catch them before they get inside of the site. Flamey, he slowed them down already with the Deagle. Alu knows it's a possibility. Alexi's so low. Ignore the nade damage on Simple because with the op, he just wants to peek. 1 shot, take down a kill. And then he could fall off of it. 7 will catch out Zeus. That's one part of the plan gone. And they're actually going back up. Simple, he's alone on B. The others have to rotate. Edward gets Sergey, but they realize now it is back over on this side, and Simple's still here with the single off. He's got a second! He's heaven sent! Don't you dare forget that Simple had the only weapon, and he's inside of the site. Electronic gets there!
Give him an inch or take a mile every single time. They thought they had done enough. The cause rotations towards the A site, and they had. They forgot about one small factor, though. Simple on the AWP in perfect position. Absolutely rails the first 2 shots. Was on for the 3rd as well. And they'll carry them to victory in round number 13. It's Flamey, though, the Desert Eagle, the man to open things up. Fantastic work from him. But this was the show-stopping moment. Simple keeps the AWP alive and absolutely sends Ence's finances to hell. They've got Glocks only here, Matt, and they're going for a B rush. This time 2 players waiting for them to run through the flames, and Zeus is on for a big spray down here with the AK-47.
He's got one already. He was on for a big spray down, you're right. Unfortunately, they didn't really get in the right positions for him, so it was a big ask, and it might be the same problem they had last time they exploited Zeus inside of the site. Simple. He's back, and he's back yet again.
Now, I was going to say it's not really good enough against Glocks to allow the bomb down and trade out 2 on 2, but if it allows us to see Simple do things like that, I'm absolutely fine with it. The defuse will come in, And it's the last round next anyway, but the problem is they shouldn't really be letting Ence plant it in that manner. But still, what are those shots? So sick. This guy's on another level right now.
He's what Navi's always promised.
It's getting to them now.
It is. And this is what we've not really seen much from Ence. We know that the Finns are very stoic. Bursts of emotion aren't necessarily common, but there's one that time. It's X7 with a bit of a punch toward the desk. They're back on the weapon. Simple is not relenting at all. He goes back around. He waited for the A main peek in 2 previous rounds. This time it's gifted to him, and Edward goes aggressive.
Well, there we go. Edward will push up on the smoke, but Ariel actually takes him down there. Quick reply from Ence here. Goes to the 4-4. But Simple's in position to get another kill, but he'll buy some time. His teammate throws the incendiary towards underpass. Flashbang comes in. He's looking for another shot towards middle. Will he be given the opportunity? It's Ariel behind the smoke right now. Checks his position, jumps over, and lives to tell the tale. 3 players will make it 2 towards the A ramp, and then it will be Ariel and XCB making their way towards connector. So an A split is on the cards, but the AWP of X7 needs to find something before they can fully commit.
Simple again. This time he's cut off. Someone had to shut him down. Had to put him away, and it's become a miracle because now they open up the site as a result of it. It's all on Zeus. You said it. He's had clutches in this game. He might be on for one more. It's round 15. He'll go for it, but unfortunately he's tagged to 15 in the process. He's got a kit. He's got nade and incendiary, but they're already waiting for his arrival at connector. Missed shot, though, from X7. That's going to force him further back. Zeus just needs to be slightly considerate. He's not. But the fact that Ariel was waiting. 9-6, this is every bit of game as you'd love to see.
There is a huge difference between 9-6 and 10-5. The fact they get that round right at the very end is going to revitalize them. They're going to feel like they can do this now. It's not the worst half in the world, but certainly not the best. They need Alu to come online. They need to start looking more like a dynamic unit. But they've had some fantastic CT performances throughout this tournament. I'm sure they've got some life left in the tank still. It's 9-6 at half. We've got one more half to go. To see how this one concludes, you have to come back after this break.
Put your faith in the Rai.
They have to be stopped.
Just give me something I can fight for.
We can end it. I know we can.
Homecoming is a safe space to reflect on your service and talk about where you see yourselves in the years to come. Does anyone have any questions I can answer?
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on? Oh, baby.
Put your faith in the Rai.
We can end it. I know we can.
Hold your breath. Ence could still do it. They could still absolutely upset a second world-beating team. They took down world number 2 in Liquid. They've got a chance to do it against Na'Vi, world number 3. They're down 3 rounds, but they hit the CT side.
It's going to be a tough one here for Ence, but they can certainly do it. But as we mentioned before into halftime, they need to start turning up individually. Over the last 2 maps, Alu has found 5 kills in total. It's really not good enough. We thought he was on for a big game in the first map. Train, he was excellent. But either way, the final half of this series. Who will go to the grand final first? Right now it's Na'Vi with 9, Ence with 6, and Simple leading the way with the P250. They head slowly towards B.
Alexi there with Sergey. Crossfire that was well established and set up, but unfortunately couldn't hit the shots. Alexi, he'll give himself a chance. Finds the first, but Simple and Zeus find not only him, but they follow it to get Alu all on aerial just like that. It's going to be anything but easy for Ence because now they've lost the second pistol and they've got 4-round deficit already to Na'Vi.
Absolutely true. Ence didn't really put up much of a fight there at all. That's what we call a contact play towards the B bomb side there. You wait for initial utility. If there's no incendiary, there's no smoke, you push through and you go into the 5-man unit. Yes, the USP can be very effective at range. If you miss a couple of shots, it's unlikely you're going to find the kills you require, especially with 5 targets in front of you. They manage to capitalize, get out quickly, bomb planted, every kill found, and there will be no force buy in response. So I say this should be an 11-6 round, but I was burned before map.
We've all been burned once or twice. 18 for Simple. There's been a lot of talk about that. He said in an interview he felt concerned every time that he went down first that the team couldn't necessarily convert. They've certainly showed that they could against FaZe, and he hasn't been leading, and they've still been winning. Today he's back on top where you want him, and everyone else is still firing as well.
Yesterday he's actually bottom fragging at some points. It's kind of odd that they've been winning games, but that means they're playing more as a team instead of focusing on the individuals. And I have to say, Ence have had some innovative or eco round, I should say. That's not bad, a little brum boost off the top of it. They get a kill. It won't get them around victory, but it's nice to look at.
Alu was inside a window, or the ladder, overlooking the window. I thought he might try and peek out and get a second one. They are going to hold off in middle, just try to get the weapon away, but X7 the last alive. They dropped off Sergey, and that's exactly who had the AK-47 carried over. Just 2 guns remain, though. Low HP for Simple. Bombs planted, but they've done a good amount of economic damage here, so it's going to go to 11-6, but Ence, it's not a bad way to give themselves a chance. Especially because X7 got one of those kills on the SMG, so he got the kill reward for that. He looks for another at that range. Bit desperate, but Flaming controls it with the AK.
Na'Vi do lose 3 players there. That's significant, actually, because we know the buy for Ence is coming in now. Alu purchased the AWP. Last chance now in terms of time left. He needs to step up on the CT side of Mirage. His team needs him. He's the experienced veteran. He's been on these stages many times before. He needs to lead by example. 3-15 right now, but he can turn it around. He has the capability. Simple going very quickly towards the A ramp. He's challenging straight away. He isn't slowing down either. Doesn't get the target, but at least gets a bit of information. There's not a swarm of players coming towards the A ramp.
Well, he considered rotating back around. He'll think better of it. Goes over toward A instead. Pressure on X7 and Alexi B then. Still 1:33, no commitment from Na'Vi, but if they take mid, with Zeus already working in the underpass, it's a lot of pressure toward the B players to be in the right spot at the right time. More so if Alu can't find a mid pick and has to back away so convincingly. And they've realized they've lost mid. So what's the adjustment? It's going to be the front side of the A site. Aerial, Sergey, they want to try and adapt by taking information away at A main. It's not a bad call. Even if they walk into the A site, Alu's going to rotate around towards CT. They'll pinch them between the 2. But it's a lot more chaotic to do that.
This round is very important. The CTs with no kits, Alu with no armor. And mid control is fully under control for Na'Vi here. Simple fires off shots towards Alu. Remember that lack of armor makes him very vulnerable. A bullet through the wall takes him down to 1 HP, but he can still be relevant in this round.
So long as nades don't go his way, fortunately for his sake, there aren't any left on the Na'Vi side. 3 Augs. M4A1S, just to note, aerial that's been touched on. He's one of the only players still using that gun, let alone the M4s. Old habits die hard, perhaps. Sergey takes out Zeus. Aerial comes back in. The A1S does do a solid job. Simple will finish off the job. Speaking of on Alu, that 1 HP gone to the AK, and now it's Na'Vi to reclaim territory inside of the site. X7 from range, they almost line up. They give him 2. This goes down to a 1-on-1. They didn't have to commit to the bomb plant to the open, and they just barely had enough time to get it planted back at default. That could have been the round in itself.
X7 gives them a fighting chance in a 1 versus 1, but it's up against Simple, the final boss of CSGO. Bomb ticking at some speed when they've got no kits here either. He has no information. Simple could be in the palace, he could be on the Tetris boxes, and he's hunting every position and getting nothing for it.
Flash on either side. Simple could easily just pop that over and repeat. He's already got position. The disappearing act. He wasn't there when he went by. As soon as he looked back to the bomb, he was. Simple's got 12. And it's now 6 rounds, the deficit.
Using the element of surprise there, because you would assume in that CT, he's not going to peek me until I touch the bomb. Simple knows he's running out of time. He has to run to the bomb, knife out, get back in position, and he just takes him down. Great play from one of the all-time greats. X7, though, you're right. This didn't have to happen like this. Almost a massive upset there, but calm as you like. Simple gets his 21st frag. This is round number 19. He's got 21. Just to put some perspective on that. Partial buy for Ence. It's looking like he'd be 13-6. They're running out of lives now.
Zeus in position. Nice swing by Alexi. He's got a gun for it. And they've already pushed up the underpass to guarantee that he was going to have some help, even if there was a further presence. There isn't. They've cleared it. Can they rotate in time to support Alu and X7? Say 6 rounds, the deficit, 4 rounds to a 5th major final appearance for Zeus. And you can't say that he was carried to it this time. He's been a huge part of it. Simple, the one thing missing on his resume, a major title. He'll get another chance at it, a 3rd. So he holds off and speaks. No ills against him, though. He'll catch him off with the single AK that they recovered. It is going to be flaming and electronic nonetheless, though, that make solid and quick work. The defense inside of the site. And Alexi's got the AK rotated back around, smoke down. He can actually push through it. He can actually try to catch them off, and he will. He's got electronic. He's given themselves a chance because he now has Edward facing him. And the repeat from A-Main, it's not fast enough. Ariel couldn't do anything up. He's making a lot of noise, but Edward didn't hear him. Ariel, he's going to save Ence.
That's a very good word for him, that save. It was a partial buy with a CZ. Alexi B gets 4 kills. Picks up the AK-47, goes to town, ducking and weaving through the smoke, and it's enough. Could this bring Ence back to life now? Time will tell. They've got money once again as they fend off what could have been a very important round. 13-6 down. I'm not sure they would have covered, but 12-7. Now the cash is out. They're going to have a double orb set up as well. Maybe this is enough. I feel like Zeus overcommitted to this, knowing the money was low. But either way, Alexi B capitalized upon the mistake. Gets back in towards CT spawn and causes absolute chaos there. And he's actually ruined the money of Na'Vi as well. They're going to take a partial buy here. A similar approach we saw from Ence in the first half, going towards B with back 10, CZ, and seeing what can be done.
This is all Ariel and X7 so far. 18 and 17 kills between them. Alexi couldn't catch the second, already got Zeus. What a save it was. Huge round from Alexi, just that 1 kill from Ariel, and suddenly they're right back in the game. 12-8. And there's still not a lot of money on the Na'Vi side. No bomb plant. Great hold. Surely they don't come from behind a 3rd time.
Well, it's looking positive now at least. We are going to see a deep run. This could go all 30 rounds, maybe some overtime action. Time will tell as Na'Vi now have to take the eco. Ence right back in this now, all it took. There's that pistol victory, courtesy of Alexi B. Ali still has time, but still not finding any frags. 3 and 17. But this one should be more successful for them. They need to keep 5 players up here against the CZs and Deagles. Ariel maybe gets 2 and survives. Not bad. He'll get out of there.
Alu, there's his 4th. Back with the op. And keep that in mind. Alu, superstar that he was, played on Mouse Sports for a long time with Gobby, with Kerrigan. And went off to NIP, was the star of that team for a good amount of time. We didn't think much was going to happen for him, but if anything was on Ence, It was that he was going to be the leader for them, and now he's being held up by all this young talent that's come through. And keep Sonny in mind as well. He's with Mouse Sports. They win events last year, have a fantastic year overall. They start to crumble just before the end of the year and then didn't even make it through to this. We've been saying for a while he's the top Finnish player. Well, now we're finding 4 others we can include in that conversation.
Yeah, so much talent from that small country. It's fantastic to see them in the semi-final. They still have a chance of winning this game as well, going to the grand final. There it is, 5 players survive. Sergey with 2, Ariel the nice spray down towards the underpass. They're close to double digits now, looking much better. They're actually on their feet at this point. And Na'Vi do have enough to buy, but it's not going to be the best. A couple of players hovering around 4K. Will they even bring the AWP out here in round number 22? No bomb planted. Now you can see them getting tense on the Na'Vi side.
That's always been an issue for Na'Vi. That it absolutely is. And we saw it in London at the pre-event to this when they were shaping up just the showcase event. A lot of overcalling by Electronic on timeouts against Zeus. The arguments can certainly form.
Absolutely.
This is a very different game than it was before that Eco win.
Oh yes, totally agree. That changed everything.
Push to mid. Push from the crowd. It still remains. Same question, can they do it again? And we're down, Alexi, he finds 2. Simple inside of the site with the bomb, and a round's never over until he's found.
You can see some exchange for Na'Vi now, not looking as confident or dynamic as they once were before. They're getting picked off by solo plays from CTs, and now it's a 5-on-2. Time remaining, but there's no utility. Now that 1 HE's been removed, they've got 2 AKs now, and they desperately need to get this bomb down just to give them a bit more cash. Simple still alive with Flamey. A dangerous duo, and Simple will open things up towards the connector, but a lot more has to be found here. How is he still alive?
He is so lucky to be alive. 27 seconds, he went for the plant early. Repeat, he knows they're gonna swing. They swing too soon. Sergey's on his backside, and so are Ence on Na'Vi.
Very different pictures there. Na'Vi can feel this game slipping away from them. It should have been 13-6. This game should be over by now, but it's down to Alexi B, the man in the screen right now. The 4K in the eco brought Ence back to life. It's 12-10 now. Na'Vi on the T side, starting to quieten them down, and they've actually got $3,000 per player. This might be another gimme round for Ence at this point. They can't invest too much. Maybe Deagle Armor, that's about it. But the timeout comes through.
This has been their secret weapon. Coming back late as the underdog, they are getting in everyone's heads.
I don't even know what you say at this point. Everything on the line. It was a surprise that Ence made it to the round of 16. They then get to the final 8, somehow in the semi-final, and now have a chance to go all the way. They have the advantage in round number 23 up against Glocks. From what I can see right now, 3 of them. A Deagle comes out as well. What an amazing story this would be if they can pull this one off. And it's going to be the execution for Na'Vi. You'll see smokes all over the bomb site. Objective, get the bomb down, see what happens after that.
Sergey's going to try and counter it off with aggressive stance. Out toward the front of the site, Ariel. He'll watch over his shoulder. 22 kills for Ariel. 10K on Sergey. 5K on Alu. Na'Vi are... The only way they're in the lead is on the scoreboard. They are anything but in control of this game. Smoke execution to go. Ariel, he's up front though. You can see the shadows as well of the nades going over. He knows they're there. They position accordingly as well. Sergey, he'll cover off the top side from Palace, and Alu, he sits back. He's the turret, the anchor for the site. Let the young boys dance. And dance they shall as they find Flamey already. He's ready for more as well, positioned to delay.
Great response.
Huge nade, massive response. Simple only gets one. It was Sergey, but then again, we said it, Alu's the anchor, and he certainly will hold fast. Now, it's Gun's the runner that steers the whole ship, as he gets yet more! It's a one-round game!
He arrives just in the nick of time. Alu with the 4K. That's going to bring his confidence right back now. It's 12-11. Na'Vi nowhere near a bomb plant there. Fantastic response when they saw the smoke, some flashbangs fly over, the incendiaries down, the nuke of an HE towards the round must have done about 250 damage, and it sets this man up for a 4K. As we head into round number 24 now. Simple has the AWP. They have not posted a round in 5 now. They got maximum loss bonus as they send 2 players, including the bomb, towards the Palace.
4 kills last round, there's the 5th. He finds Flame, he gets aggressive, and he knows he has to catch Na'Vi off. He knows they have to keep their foot on the gas. And does he ever? 5 rounds in a row that started, remember, with a 4K pistol push that got an AK inside of the B apartments, led to a round clutched in a one-on-one. Zeus gets one, and Sergey's already in spawn. Simple gets shut down. Alu's back. He's back on the battle. Not even Simple's op can save them. And he'll just sit inside of the site, finally caught off by Edward, who couldn't transfer fast enough. He tried. Best efforts put Sergey to 17, despite that he was well away from his intended target.
3 versus 1. Electronic has the Molotov. Plenty of time, but the bomb is down on the balcony of the Palace. If he can get one of these kills and survive, he might be on the summit, but as soon as he fires a bullet, they're all going to pounce on him. He does get up, but surely taken down here from the jungle area. It's going to be Alexi B, who ties things up. Somehow, some way, they've brought it all the way back with 6 rounds in a row. Na'Vi with no plan. They actually have to partial buy again here, Matt. This is where Ence take the lead. They have to go Deagle armor. There's no 2 ways about it. It's Alu who's getting his confidence back. The first time in about 20 rounds we see him go for an aggressive pick, and he's landing the shots now.
He's up to 10 kills. This is Train all over again. They're coming back against Na'Vi. Alu's part of the reason they're doing it, and they're getting in the heads once more of Na'Vi. Here goes Alu once more, this time smoked off. More traditional, but he's not even content with that. He'll throw a nade. A nade against very little because the pistols will get close. But it's Aerial that waits with Alu immediately beside. The Ence chance back. Aerial in a perfect position. I'm not sure he's aware they've sneaked so far behind. Alu's trying to hold. He's got to go to the pistol because it was just the AWP, and that's good enough. It's good enough to control Edward, and he's got his teammates doing the rest.
13-12, Ence take the lead now. Pressure is on for Na'Vi. Another partial buy had to come through, but now they have the cash. They'll take their 3rd time out of this stage. I can't believe how this has swung back in the Finnish favor. This is unbelievable. Sergey, strong defending Alu there as he had to pull up the pistol. Pixel, perfect precision, and you can see the temperament of Na'Vi starting to come crashing down.
And don't for a second think they won't think that they can take down Astralis. They'll have all the confidence. They've taken down world number 2. They're about to potentially take down world number 3. Oh, Astralis, you better count your lucky stars.
Well, here we go. Just a few rounds separate Ence from that grand final. This young team somehow answered back 6 rounds in a row to take the lead. The comeback kids are in 5th gear right now as Alu looks to push towards top of middle. He's got the AWP. Molotov down the connector. This is going to be dicey for him. He will go down. Edward gets the first pick. Recovery needed here. Simple back on the AWP, looking for any push towards short.
Alexi, though, wants to swing out. Through the smoke! How? Oh, there's not enough superlatives for Simple. He gets yet more through a smoke, and that is finally something going their way. But the HP's not all there. It is inflamed. He can find further shots. They want to tie this back up. They don't want to let this get out of hand. And it's just X7 that they have to deal with. But remember, they need to keep players alive. He nearly caught them off. Simple getting the shot, but they go down to 3 living on a massive reset potential.
Simple was low HP as well. He had to hit that shot. Of course he does. Cash in abundance for Ence. They have so much money here. They have one more buy remaining after the full investment here in round number 27. 13-13, ladies and gentlemen. Been one of the best series of this tournament so far. And Electronic, we get into the rounds, he has missed his smoke, and he's actually thrown it in T-spawn. That might seem like a small detail, but he's completely whiffed it. That was supposed to be towards middles. That's cost him an extra smoke now. And that's missed in window as well. This is a nightmare round for them.
Missed in window, but interestingly, it's kind of locked in aerial. I don't know if he'll use that to his benefit or not. It's possible he's just going to push through it. He's going to go directly up. Spots one already. Flamey's gone. What's the answer? Repeat. Edward gets him. He had to, and he's lucky to do it because that smoke missing meant Alu could have easily traded it off.
2 missed smokes in the round. If they lose this one because of that, they'll be tilted off the face of the planet. Now boost Electronic up. He's not going to commit towards the window. He's holding the ledge, watching the vent right now. And someone is going to peek at any second. That's going to be Alexi B. Who blinks first? Who will take this frag? It's such an important one. Electronic checking it every few seconds, but he's surely going down here now. There's Alexi B, perfectly positioned. Taking down one of the star players in Na'Vi. It's a 4-on-3 advantage. As they start to push towards that connector, Zeus has got control of the steps.
Silent but sure. They'll work their way in. Safe and slow. They've got to make sure they clear every single angle. 20 seconds. The bomb's caught now. The round could end. I think that gun barrel was just enough. Alu knows they're up close. Sergey tries to take advantage of it. Missed shots go either direction. But all this does is serve to allow Alexi to come out from jungle. Watch it, because he's got the lineup simple. He doesn't have the time. He's got to go to the AK and get the kill. This guy is on another level. He's going to have time to put the bomb down. And X7, he knows he's in rotation to flash out. He's got the information. He's got just enough. He goes back to the AWP. But is that what's going to cost him? It is. It is going to cost him.
Somehow X7 holds his nerve. It looked like Simple wasn't going to miss a single bullet there. But Matt, that is the full reset now. 14-13, and they've got no money at all. Electronic $2,000, Flamey $2,500. They can buy with Edward and Simple. They have around $6,000 between them. I think they have to at this point. And they'll take their final timeout. What a disastrous round from start to finish there. They miss the smokes. They start to lose players, but Simple somehow finds some wiggle room here. He gets the AK-47 out. Look at that. It's ridiculous. As he plants the bomb, it looked like he was on for the final kill, but somehow the Finns have done it. They've taken the lead back and reset Na'Vi here. This game has certainly delivered on all fronts. And we're getting to the absolute crescendo now. Who will come out on top? Right now, Ence have the advantage. Galil's are purchased out. They've got to drop weapons here. Simple has his AWP and 30 frags to his name, but it still doesn't seem like it's enough.
For the Na'Vi fans out there, don't worry. I know 5 players from North America that will know how to console them if this doesn't go their way, because they are going to have their hearts broken by the underdogs.
A commitment coming in. This looks to be an execution off the very get-go here. They have a few smokes. They have the Molotovs, but they don't have that much firepower. CZs, Galils, but the AWP is up with no helmets, just to note that.
Desperate times. This is it.
You're right, they lose this round. That's pretty much the GG.
Zeus with the pistol tries to find out where they are in sandwich. Sergey's not yet spotted, but they turn around in time. It was the only last place they had to clear. With the smokes down, they'd already cleared underneath the balcony. So process of elimination finds them the first. But will it find them the round? Bomb planted, safe side default. Simple. Still up in the apartment. He's got one. Oh man, this guy.
It's too good. And it's looking very good for Na'Vi at this point. The Hail Mary play, Galil, CZs, and an AWP, and they make it work. So much pressure. As they make their way towards the A site, they didn't even have to trade out the kills there. Edward opened things up, Simple shut it down. 2 kills, all that's required as Ence have to fall back. Their money is starting to run low now as well. They need to keep all three players up here. 14-14.
Oh, I'm gone. You just can't call it. You can't. No one in this arena, I don't care how many games of Counter-Strike you've watched or played, no one knows who's winning this one.
That's why we love the game so much. Anything can and will happen. And now Na'Vi starting to look like they have some resources here. They've recovered some AKs. Flamey's still in the Galil. Might want to get rid of that. I'm not sure. He's got 4,000 residual sticks on him. Saves himself enough cash for the next round if this does go wrong. Alu jumping up towards short. Successful, even the flashbang coming in.
He's the man who did a lot of work to pull them back in. Aggressive inside of the apartments. That's another round. You talk about the eco victory, then he follows it up by pushing. Just that round inside of the Palace to catch one kill, something they hadn't done all game. He had the intuition to do it. He's trying a similar approach. We have seen this setup, Ariel and Sergey forward. And it was that same round when they had Alu behind them to be the anchor. They don't have him this time. So those two are the only two inside of the A site. That's the difference.
But they're playing in front of the smokes right now. Sergey there. And Ariel. First kill for Simple, though. He doesn't miss much, and Sergey's got so much pressure here. HE doesn't do much damage. Can the bullets find much more? He gets one. It's still a 3-on-3 here.
Good trade back in. Alexi slid out from jungle, and Simple never ran in. He's so low on HP. He had to back away. They have to cross. They still have to get the bomb to the site. 50 seconds. Are they going to be bold enough to even attempt? Or do they fall off and try elsewhere? Simple's making sure the flank is covered so that at least they have the option. In fact, he'll go back around to Palace. Alu's worked his way back over. X7 is leading off. Alexi's going to push. Him pushing toward the top of mid might be just enough information for them. How far does he want to go? And how soon does he get there? He's not taking his time about it. He wants information. He's confident his two teammates can win out the round. He just needs to make sure he puts them in the right position. Incendiary down 15 seconds. Low HP, remember, for two Na'Vi players. Flamey's got to run forward. He took damage on the way through. He sits on 11. That is all as Alu tried to sink the ship. Alexi's behind. Simple's gone. No way he holds it. And now they've got problems. The low HP is going to be punishing. Flamey's got to get away. He gets toward the stairs. But Electronic has a straight duel on entry. Smoke goes too deep. And Alexi knows where to look. No shoulder beat yet. Oh, I can see him. He's got him. He's got enough. He's got to have the bait in Flamey, though. They're both going to go toward him. He's missed the shot. 11 HP is all they have between them and staying alive. Between them and series point. And he's down. It's going to be Ence there first. 1 to go.
One more will do it. There is money in the bank for Na'Vi. It's not going to be a walk in the park as we enter round number 30. Nerves of steel there. Alexi B getting it done with a backstab towards Palace as well. That's the all-important kill. He removes the danger factor as Simple with an AWP. 15-14. Na'Vi have enough to take this to overtime, absolutely. Will they bring the AWP out, though? It's $5,000 on Simple. He would be compromised. You just have the AWP and nothing else. He might be better off with just an AK here. Have the armor, have the utility, and it's a double AWP setup on the CT side. Can Ence actually close it out? In regulation here, this will be such a historic victory. They stunned the world and they took down Liquid in the quarterfinals. Surely it can't be happening again against Na'Vi in the semis. Unbelievable. Final rounds. Do or die. Na'Vi have to win this or they're out of the tournament. The third and final map here. It's all on the line now.
Alu's going to drop down this time. He still wants to be aggressive. They don't dare go to the top side of the ramp. Just one more round.
I even feel nervous at this point. Can't imagine what they're feeling on the server.
One on the other side, but wanting to ensure that with the deep smoke down. 3 smokes left on the CT side. X7 will back up. Alu in the window. Alexi had his chance. Couldn't convert, but my God, if he did, the panic that would ensue.
No one wants to go first. No one wants to make that commitment. So much on the line here. If you lose that first frag, it goes to a 5-on-4. The time's ticking away. You don't want to be that player, but Alu's finding that confidence. Oh, he manages to hit it as well. Can he get the forward? It might not matter. It's a 5-on-3 with 30 seconds remaining. I think they might have done it. Zeus and Simple with it all to do here.
And not even the best can save them. It's a 1-on-5 for Zeus. And is this man ever going to win a major? The deep breath. He got one with Gambit, but will he get one with Na'Vi? That's what he's wanted. He went back for a reason, but Ence is going to deny. The Finns, the kings of Katowice, they're through. Welcome to the big stage.
What a story, Matt. You couldn't write this stuff, you tried. Ence came in as an underdog to this tournament at best. They've now booked themselves a place in the grand finals. Most of these players, their first ever major. They took down Team Liquid in the quarterfinals and major veterans Na'Vi in the semis. Could they go the whole way and win the whole thing? Unbelievable.
Forget that 4 of them have never been on the stage. All 5 of them have never been in a final. Alu's going to get his first chance at it. One more best of 3, and it is all possible. We're going to send it over to the desk. What an unbelievable story.
Unbelievable doesn't even cut it. Dreams, they really do come true. A project started in April of 2018 and a dream run crafted in Katowice. Kings of the Minor pushed to the absolute brink of elimination here at the major, but they rise through the turmoil and they thrive versus the game's best. Ence in the final of their very first major.
Alex, they were down 12-6. They were on eco. They battled back after winning that round and pushed Na'Vi. They pushed Simple. They made Simple play some of the best Counter-Strike he's played all tournament.
I'm shaking.
And they still snatched the victory here. It's unbelievable. I was shocked by the Liquid game. I don't even...
you can't be shocked anymore. They keep doing it.
I don't even know what to say. Every single player on Ence has come up huge for them. Ariel with a monster game. Like you said, Simple had a phenomenal map of Counter-Strike, and somehow Ence weathered the storm. They survived all of these pistol rounds they've lost throughout this entire best of 3. I don't even know what to say. What an incredible team.
And we don't have to say anything else. I think OJ and a victorious Ence player will say the rest.
Thank you very much, Alex. Considering what you've just done, considering how you won that semi-final, just show me your hand a second, because you are shaking right there. Talk me through the emotions at this moment.
It just feels amazing. I don't know what we just did, but we just beat Na'Vi 2-1. Feels great.
Through to a grand final in a major as well. I mean, Simple was coming at you there.
Yeah, every one of them played great. I think Zeus played great. We were like really unfocused because Zeus was killing us on Dust 2. But we just laughed it off and went to Mirage.
Once again, you were behind. Once again, you had to come back and then hold on. How are you doing this?
I don't know.
You must know, because it's not the first time you beat Liquid. You've now taken out Na'Vi. You must know.
We just have an amazing team. We play without pressure. We play just good CS.
Are people underestimating you?
A bit, yes. Now they won't.
Now they won't. These are fighting words. Henry G in comms said towards the end he was nervous in that final match for you to clinch it. He said he was nervous. He had no idea how you were feeling in the server.
We were feeling very confident. We just, after the Dust 2, we just knew that they played great. Nothing worked for us. We went to Mirage. It's our home map, kind of. Just played our own game and won.
Which brings us through now to a grand final, which will take place here tomorrow. A best of 3 for that trophy down there. What do you do tonight to prepare?
Just chill out and focus for tomorrow.
That's all it is. There must be some excitement. Any celebrations?
Nah.
Man, he's so cool. He's the coolest Finn around. It has been emotional watching you play. Will it be you taking on MIBR or Astralis tomorrow?
I think it will be a tough game, but we're going to play Astralis, and we're going to break their record.
They're going to play Astralis, and they're going to break the record. I love it when we get fighting talk. It's been a great story so far to watch him play. Put your hands together, please, Katowice, for this man and that team. It's Ence through to the final.
Wow. Given a platform and Alexi B. He could be 9 feet tall right now. I'm going to break their record. We haven't even had it. That was the first semi-final. There's another one to come. And my goodness, if it delivers in that same capacity, I'm not sure my heart is ready. Doctors on standby. And my goodness, there are noise complaints from all over Finland at this point in time as eruptions of rapture. They cannot quite believe it, and I'm not sure I can.
I can't believe it. They've beaten the #2 team in the world, the #3 team in the world.
What's
and
left?
In the finals, they will either play the #1 or #4 team in the world. And you got to give them a fair shot. They're incredible.
You see what Alexi was saying there, about Zeus fragging. Zeus was having so much impact, winning clutches, opening duels. He had, impact on pistol rounds. The Na'Vi were playing well. They were up 12-6, Alex. I'm just astonished. 12-6. That was the scoreline.
I think they've worked out a way to just remove the scoreline from their game because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they are